kind of feel the juice in the town a little bit more during this week. It's people are ready for it, I think, especially after last week's win and seeing the progression every week from this team.
And we're going to see him in this all-black uniform for the first time. Looks a little bit sinister. It looks like they're really, really excited for today's game.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet. The guys have been pretty excited about it. We did a media day. They were pretty jazzed about putting it out there. We've been able to put them on social media and everything else. So it's been really cool. They're excited. I think it's been about, I want to say 2017 was the last time we wore all black.
Very, very cool. I was going to ask that question. Clayton answers it. This is the first of four installments here. It's our first time being with Flow Sports. Talk about that deal, Clayton. I mean, that's kind of an important thing, is the Lone Star Conference getting its own, basically, TV deal.
Yeah, it's huge. It's the biggest deal in D2 history. Obviously, we're only a part of it for football, but it provides a lot more revenue in terms of each school getting a little bit more piece of the pie and everything else. Obviously, football is an expensive sport, so it's good for us to be able to get these things, and gives us higher profile too. Playing these Texas schools and everything else, and New Mexico schools and everything. So it's been really good for us to be able to be on this, and they've been great with working with so far.
Looks like what I understand in the middle of the field is the two teams meet, the Buffalo of West Texas A&M and Western Oregon. West Texas comes in all the way 1-3, 1-1 in conference play. Western Oregon getting their first win at Sul Ross a week ago, now 1-0 and atop the conference here in the Lone Star Conference. Looks like the toss did go to the visitors of West Texas, and Western Oregon will receive the opening kickoff. Actually, I heard, Clayton, and I'm not going to say the number. I actually asked one of the coaches, won't name him, hey, could you get me one of those jerseys? And he said the number, and he goes, we'll see. I know that's a no. Those are not inexpensive unit kits down there. Very good looking, and it looks like they're going to play with a certain attitude today with them.
Yeah, they're really sharp. Obviously, we transitioned to Nike last year. We kind of had that 1 year of transition time, so we kind of saw both the Nike and Adidas stuff, but now we're really flushing out all the Nike stuff. You'll see it on all our teams this year. I think only our road football uniforms right now, they're the only ones that we don't have full Nikes for. So, yeah, we're really excited, and the guys love the black helmets. We debuted them last year. Now that we got some black unis to go with it, yeah, you're right, man. There's some attitude down there.
It's a copycat, basically, of the San Francisco 49ers, and we'll remember Jason Slowey, one of our former coaches, and the famous number 199 pick, actually got to play for the San Francisco 49ers. What's interesting here today, can you believe it? We're going to date each other here about how old we are. This is Arne Ferguson's 39th season with the Wolves, 25 as head coach, trying to work on a 4-game home winning streak to open the season.
Yeah, I mean, he's been an institution here since he started playing here. It's great continuity within the program, obviously, and he each year we seem to keep getting a little bit bigger, adding some new things and kind of updating things, and it's really great seeing him really adjust to the times as well. He's not one of those old coaches that are just like standing by like the way things used to be. He's really open-minded to a lot of the new stuff going on.
The great one, Omari Land's younger brother, Jermaine Land, and London Smalley will be back deep to receive the kick from West Texas and the Buffaloes. They lost to the number 14 team in Division II football, and it's all too well a name that we are familiar with. That is the Central Washington Cougars. That'll be the final game on the road for the Wolves this season. Cougars actually picked to actually win this conference.
Yeah, the Wildcats. They're pretty...
Wildcats, sorry.
Sorry.
It's day one. Hey, that's what you're here for. Continuity, baby. I love it.
No, obviously, they have a good squad out there. I think Tanner Volk, the defensive player of the year in D2, I think returned an interception for a touchdown last week.
Wow.
He's still doing his thing. They played these guys. West Texas, though, 3 ranked teams in a row they've played.
Yes.
And, it's been a gauntlet for them. So that 1-3 record is kind of has a little asterisk next to it.
We are underway for the first time under the banner of Flow Sports. London Smalley up the right side, gets a bit of a crease. He'll end up returning the ball to around the 35-yard line. And now coming out to the helm, and now with full leadership of this team, even though we're going to see McCarty out there as well, Kainoa Jones coming off a career-high 224 yards.
Yeah, he, obviously the last 2 years we've got to see glimpses of him kind of coming in, coming out, for Gannon Winker these last 2 years. But now, yeah, he's getting a little more chance to throw the ball and kind of proving some things.
Gannon now on the coaching staff. Had a great time catching up with him. He's still very tall.
He's very tall.
Yeah. Dominique Loggins back there, pretty amazing what he did against Cal Poly, running for 200 yards against a Division I team.
Yeah, I think it's the first time that we've had a 100-yard rusher against a D2 team.
Kainoa Jones on a scripted play will throw it out of the backfield. It will be a completion for a short gain. It looks like maybe 2 yards, but nice little start. Get a rhythm throw for Kainoa Jones, also known for his running ability.
Yeah, he's gonna be a threat either way. You'll see that on both sides of the ball today. West Texas A&M's guys, he's going to run the ball a lot as well. So
leading rusher for the team is Sean Johnson.
Yeah, we'll have no statues in the backfield today.
Wonderful. Actually, it's no yards. Logan's out of the backfield. He'll get a little screen pass, gets a block, and they'll get some chunk yardage there, Clayton, and they'll put themselves in third and manageable. Talk about last week, even though we weren't there, I heard it was a strange experience down at Sul Ross. They said tough travel conditions, very warm, and sparse crowd.
Yeah, Alpine's kind of out there a little bit. I spent 10 years in southeast New Mexico and, traveled around West Texas quite a bit. Been to Alpine, actually, and, it's pretty sparse, and it's a different atmosphere for sure.
Jones 2 for 2 on this opening drive, 6 yards on second down. It'll be 4 yards to go. Loggins gets the inside handoff, trying to go behind an offensive line for the first time in years. Seems healthy, and I don't think Ferguson will toy around here. I think he will bring out the special teams unit, but we'll wait and see. Actually, it looks like a jumbo package to me right now, Clayton, and this is an important thing right here to establish, momentum for West Texas after playing 3 ranked opponents and losing to this Western Oregon team at home last year in the final 2 seconds. A big momentum play here with only a minute and a half gone in the first quarter. Yeah. Jones is under center. And look at West Texas and the Buffalo defense. They rally and they do get the stop. It'll be a turnover on down for the Wolves. Not the start they were looking for at all.
Yeah, it looked like there might have been a little exchange problem there on the handoff that might have cost them a little momentum there. So, now it's time for the defense to step up, and I think there's obviously some familiar names on this side of the ball as well for Wolves fans.
Not good enough to get on the 2 deep, but it was a defensive lineman that makes the tackle for the Buffaloes, and they will come out with a very high-octane offense in regards to Sean Johnson. He might only run, he might only pass, but basically everything predicated on their starting quarterback, and they are looking to get off to a quick start with the defensive stop. Now their first series on offense, the visitors coming in. Long road trip for them, and a good start. Wolves front four have been pretty good in the opening games, and they're able to stave off the block. Short gain for the Buffalo.
That was a good job by Aiden Murphy going out, stretching out that play.
Look at this guy. You know what? You get to see him every day. He even had a helmet and a jersey on. You knew it was Aiden Murphy with the tackle. Fantastic work by Clayton Jones filling in for Curtis Anderson. Actually, Curtis is doing something kind of cool today. One of our former players as well. Twister McComas getting married today.
Yeah, hey, when the wedding time calls, the wedding time calls. As somebody who got married,
you should know.
As somebody who got married this summer, let me tell you, when asked, you shall respond.
Man in motion for the Buffalo offense. Johnson calling for the snap. Again, very deliberate, looking down at the play clock, down under 15. Again, these teams played I believe it was a 37-36 or 38-37 game, so it could be high-powered offenses here today, but both defenses coming out strong. It will be third and long for West Texas.
Yeah, I imagine we're going to see a lot of the ground game being really highlighted today. It's both of these teams, I think our first and second down are really going to try to get those third and shorts, second and shorts.
Tough thing for Kainoa is, I can't say anything. I'm short, but they're definitely going to want the run pass option with him. They want to get him outside so he can open up avenues to see down the field. And he's got a bevy of receivers, but Sean Johnson now is in a place where it is a throwing down, but also a dual threat. Could be running on this play, number one. He'll send the backer out of the backfield, and now a good pocket, but he is going to be forced to run, and the sideline now going to become an extra sideline. No late hit from the Wolves, and it looks like West Texas will have the same decision that the Wolves had. Do you go for it?
Yeah, I'm not sure their kicker's distance and how much trust they have in that, but third or fourth and about 3 here, especially with this quarterback, to be able to the ability to be able to run and throw, it makes him a pretty dangerous weapon. I'd imagine you might see him get some space onto the outside, like you're talking about Kainoa getting some space on the outside and trying to find some room to run or pass.
Trajan Henderson wearing number 5 in the backfield. West Texas has been through the gauntlet. Colorado of the Mines, Central Washington, now here on the road for the Wolves. Trajan gets it, catches it behind the line of scrimmage, and the defensive line stays home, and they will get the stop. What a strange start to this game. Back-to-back turning over of downs for the offenses. Let's see what happens next.
No special teams love so far. Nobody wants to bring out their kickers yet. It's a great play by Malcolm Luafau there. He's been our guy as a linebacker here the last couple of years. So
Malcolm Luafau is a game inside of a game. I talked with one of the coaches today, and they said there's been great progression in his attitude and his demeanor, but he does pick some personal battles at times when he's out on the field.
I don't think I've ever seen a difference between a guy on the field and off the field. He's the nicest human being you'll ever be off the field. I traveled with him down to Texas for Media Day, and just the nicest human being, and everybody tells me that too. So,
got a sibling playing in the NFL, went to Notre Dame.
Yeah, he has an older brother. I think he might be a year or two older, but yeah, he went to Notre Dame, and now he's with the Dallas Cowboys.
America's team.
I believe he was a second-round pick.
That's amazing. Well, not much going on the ground and pound game for the Wolves. They had 4 rushers over 50 yards last week, Clayton, and it's been tough sledding so far as Jones will fake it to Loggins. He'll go off the right side, but right now the Buffalo's defense seems to be very, very concerned about how well the Wolves did run the ball last week down at Sul Ross.
Yeah, and I think you're going to get a lot of that this year where teams are going to try to force us to throw the ball. Our guys, are known for their legs, so they're going to have to be forced to make some passes here, like right now probably.
Twin wide receivers on both sides. Kainoa Jones out into the flat. Wasn't going to be caught, even if it was a good ball, unfortunately. Jones's first incompletion on the afternoon, and I do think we're going to see our first look at some special teams.
Yeah, we'll have Kyle Babcock back here punting. Actually, fun fact, he was part of the first men's soccer team here 3 years ago. He played for them, and now he's part of the football team.
Thomas Johnson, also the long snapper, made all-conference a year ago. I got to talk to him for the game. It's a real art form, low line drive kick. There'll be no return. Looks like the ball will go out of bounds at around the 32. Well, not much in the way of activity in this opening stanza for either team. Now, West Texas and the Buffaloes going out for their second possession in this first quarter. We've yet to see a first down.
Yeah, defense is really standing strong. Well, that's the good way to put it, right?
Yeah,
the defenses are really standing up. But yeah, it's going to be, I think each team is going to have the same game plan, I'd assume, is force the other team to throw the ball. Try to get these third and longs and then send their defense after the quarterback and try to contain them and not have those long scrambles.
Tell me, Clayton, about all the other programs right now in the fall that are underway.
Yeah, we got, volleyball's off to its best starts. They got off to their best starts since, I want to say, 1999. 7-0. They're 8-3 right now. They just lost a heartbreaker this last weekend on Thursday against Alaska Fairbanks. And tonight they're at Alaska Anchorage. So kind of looking to go back. That Alaska time kind of gets us. It's at 8 o'clock our time tonight, 7 o'clock their time. So late game tonight. But our men's soccer team, third year. We had a breakout second year last year. And, we literally were half a point away from winning the conference last year. So we a lot more expectations this year. Michael Bohanek, the head coach, he came from a D1 school. He's an associate coach. He's come down here and really put his stamp on things. And so we're 4-1 right now. And going into conference play next Thursday, I believe we start at home. Don't hold me to that, but
you have a lot on your plate. Talk about the work with Randy Lydom and everybody in the athletic department. How's everybody doing?
Yeah, we're doing good. We have Blake Hansel, our new facilities person.
You mean Ed?
Yeah, the new Ed. Yeah, that's what everybody's calling him, the new Ed Garland, if you guys all know. So that's going well. We're enjoying a lot of different things. We're actually going to be introducing a new basketball thing this year, kind of a Midnight Madness type thing. I could talk more about it later, but
awesome.
Yeah, it should be some good times happening at Western Oregon.
I'm actually going to hit the live stats page here, but there's really been no statistics as the Buffaloes will take over on their own 30, and they'll get a toss out into the flat, but the Wolves defense is absolutely stout, and it was an easy play coming up to make the tackle. Again, I'm getting used to everybody. You know, that is a sight for sore eyes. Darren Erlag Jr. coming back from a season-ending injury.
Yeah, it was a really brutal injury he suffered last year, and he's an energy guy. He's a guy that the team really loves and rallies around, so it's great to see him back out here and making tackles like that.
In the tradition of the Joey Sinclairs and Curtis Anderson, he's in the defensive backfield. It will now be the quarterback in trouble. He's flushed out, nowhere to run. Got to be careful here. Could see a flag for a late hit. Lot of athleticism shown there by the quarterback. Sean Johnson takes a nasty spill on the sideline, but the Wolves defense seems to be keyed in on number one.
Yeah, they're going to make him throw the ball. They're going to want to see him throwing the ball this year. I know I keep saying it and it's repetitive, but it's going to just today. He's really going to have to make some passes for us, for the Wolves, not to really focus on him.
He's thrown the ball twice for -2 yards. That's not good. 3rd and 9. Looking for a 3 and out, and maybe flip the balance here and get into plus territory for the Wolves again. Nary a first down as Johnson goes into throw. Got a good pocket, hits the ball in the air. He floats it, could have been intercepted. Nice ball, but actually a little bit overthrown. And there was a chance out in center field for the Wolves there to maybe get one. It was Copeland, who already has 2 interceptions on the season.
Yeah, he's been kind of a ball hawk for us this year. A couple of interceptions. He was a good player for us last year. I believe he might be leading the team with tackles this year for us as well. So, yeah, it's good to see. You know, it's kind of a tradition of safeties for us, it feels like, over the years, right?
Yeah. Simpson back deep. He'll park himself at his own 15-yard line. James Ingham punts it away, and nobody will touch it except for the, Now you want to talk about out of the old playbook. That's something you would see somebody like a Paul Revis do, where he tried to deke you and then get by you. I guarantee you that somebody on the coaching staff will tell him, please don't do that again.
Yeah, that was a bit dangerous, a bit hairy. I think they will gently tell him, maybe
gently. I like that.
Yeah, a gentle, touch on the shoulder and let him know, hey, maybe next time we'll let that one go and let the offense start where we got to start.
Well, I was already told we would see some platooning, and after 2 inept first drives for the Wolves offense, they'll bring out Jordan McCarty. Similar quarterbacks in size and stature. McCarty will hand it off to Loggins. They'll try the left side to start the drive, and about the same thing. They are about 1.5 yards in a cloud of dust.
Yeah, McCarty, it's kind of like you said, same build. Definitely both the guys for the Wolves are guys that aren't afraid of contact either, though. They're not going to be scrambling always for that sideline. Whether that's a good thing or bad thing, I'm not sure. But, there's a toughness at that position, I think, with Kainoa and Jordan.
13 rushes for over 100 yards, almost 7 yards a touch for McCarty. Now 2nd and 10. Little play action. He'll get it out, it looks like, to what I don't know if we call him Father Time or Dad, but I believe that's Damon Hickok and Froggy out there. I don't know, what year is this because of the COVID thing? I mean, he feels like he's been here forever.
I believe he actually started the same time Arn was here. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Damon, I'm sorry. I had to poke fun. I won't do it again until Curtis gets here, I swear. But good to see him out here. A really nice leadership position for him on this team. 3 men out to the left for McCarty. He's throwing underneath, and that could have been picked off as it does hit the hands of the target for the Wolves, but it is broken up. And that was Hodge on the attempted reception. He actually caught the game winner down in West Texas a year ago, but it will be a 2nd consecutive punt now for the Wolves. No rhythm at all with this offense that was able to go on the road and really establish a presence against Sol Ross, but so far West Texas 1-3 on the season. Their defense looking very, very good this afternoon. Decent punt, good hang time. There's going to be no return. It's a fair catch. West Texas A&M, like I said, Coach Josh Lynn, he was 4-10 in his second season. His overall career record is 78-63. They did play against Central Washington, kind of an ugly game, lost 45-3. Like I said, the Wolves were on the road down at Sul Ross, 39-17 win. Nice to get a conference win for a team that's picked to finish 8th. It's got to feel good to get one on the road, especially when you played 2 Division I opponents to start their season. Idaho State, kind of a beatdown, and that Cal Poly game really showed some signs of what the Wolves might be able to do.
Yeah, it was great to see that. Sul Ross State's doing the transition from D3 to D2 right now, so we kind of got the opposite end of the
Flea
spectrum.
flicker here, Clayton, but it's going to be a sack for the Wolves defense, and guess who it is? None other than Malcolm Leofau, and look at him play it up to this home crowd. First time we've had the students back as well.
Yeah, no, it's a different vibe we got with the students back, and while it's tough not having that first home game until now, having the students here is great, and it's awesome. And seeing Malcolm go out there and make a sack like that, that's what he does. He's an all-conference guy. He's probably should be an all-region guy.
That's awesome to hear, wearing number 8. And it looks very, very cool in these uniforms, I'm going to tell you. May not be cool out there. We're going to be 74, 75 degrees today. That's just about perfect. I don't know what we'll see the rest of the season, but a great sack from the starting middle linebacker for the Wolves. Johnson now, after losing 14 yards, forced to throw underneath. Wolves are content to give up a few yards. It'll be 3rd and long for this Buffalo offense. But again, right now, a great chance for the Wolves maybe, again, to get field position if they're able to get a quick stop here.
Yeah, like flipping the field a little bit would be great. Then we could really keep concentrating on the ground game and see if we can kind of get some momentum going.
These teams first met on October 2nd of 2021. Wolves won 41-38. And again, last year's game amazingly came down to just the final 2 seconds of the game with the Hodge touchdown from Gannon Winker, who had himself probably his best day as a Wolf, having 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Johnson now tipped pass, can't see what happens, but it will be a deflection for the Wolves defense, and now they really do have an opportunity here on that big sack by Malcolm Leofau. They're going to be able to put Andrew Simpson back, and he has a chance to get into plus territory if he can get some sort of run back here on this punt attempt.
Yeah, I think that was Northcutt on the tip there, or Mason Brown, another guy coming back from an injury, Mason Brown. So another guy making a good play.
Clean snap, low liner. Simpson has it this time, and he's got no blocker. Now he does, trying to find a crease, going to get to the sideline. Can't turn it upfield, but he'll be at about 43 to 44 yard line. Best starting position for this Wolves offense as the defense comes up with a tackle for a loss, and now this Wolves offense with over 10 minutes gone. Hard to believe having their 4th possession already in the first quarter. So, again, not much going on so far.
Yeah, so we usually have the baseball guys doing the flags. And
Yeah.
They're really having, and the sticks. So they're really having to go back and forth downfield today. They're getting their workout. Don't worry, Kellen. You don't have to, no cardio this week for that.
No cardio this week. Well, I don't know what to say. We're going to see McCarty or Jones. We haven't really seen much. I know that Arn Ferguson, in all of his years, his recipe is always pound the ground. They've seen a little bit of success out of the backfield. But just talk to me about this week. What was it like having the football team back? I mean, it's been a ghost town.
Yeah, every week they're gone. So that's 100 or 50 something people that we didn't have around campus,
Yep.
around the facilities, and everything else. And so, yeah, it was awesome to have them here. I saw some of them out, I believe, at the soccer game this last Thursday. And they always bring some juice to our events, whether it's basketball games, them coming out to. I believe one of the offensive linemen, I want to say, I do not want to butcher his name, but Marcus Falia. He actually does some filming, and he did a video for our volleyball team.
Awesome.
That he posted himself. And so, everybody's, the football team is really good about, supporting everybody else. And so.
Got some of the offensive stars out there. Great graphics brought to us by Woo TV. Jordan McCarty, as we saw him, and Kai Noah Jones, they'll be out there doing quarterback. Damon Hickok, like I said, father time. Dominic Loggins, Thomas McKeedy, and Keating Hinckley. Great offensive linemen. And they have that unit, for me, is the heart and soul of any Arm Ferguson team, and they seem to have some good energy up front early in the season. They'll be 1st and 10 trying to go, and McCarty, play action fake, and he's got time, lofts it up in the air. There's some distance underneath it. It is caught, and it is a big gain for the Wolves. They have flipped the field. They are in the red zone, and it looks like Kevon Edey down to the 4-yard line.
Great play action pass. I mean, we've been setting up the whole game, going first down run, first down run, first down run, and so being able to get Kevon Edey out there is with that speed. I mean, he was a D1 guy coming out of high school, went to Portland State, and then came out here. So, he's definitely a weapon for us as well.
Great play fake from McCarty, everybody. And then he gets a nice little loft underneath it, probably carried it with the wind. Kayvon comes up with a great play. As they'll send Hickok in motion, they'll hand it to him. No, it's McCarty off the right side. Wolves score, and they're up 6-0. Hands up in the air, and the Wolves take the lead for the first time on their home field this season. Great drive from the Wolves. It only took 2 plays.
Hey, I mean, we've been 3 and out the last 2 times, so we just didn't get to a 3rd play this time. We did it in 2, so that was nice to see. But yeah, McCarty, he's like another running back there. He's a strong kid, and he's gonna battle his way through. He's not gonna be sliding.
First is the worst, and second is the best. Extra point attempt for the Wolves, trying to get up 7-0. Amazing start here for the Wolves as they take the good field position. And it is McCarty with a play fake with a huge gaining play out to number 84, Kayvon Edey. And then McCarty running off the right side will get the 4-yard touchdown. 7-0 lead for the Wolves. I talked to the coaching staff, Clayton, and they don't want to overlook West Texas. But the thing about them, I kind of said, do they feel like they're down? They didn't want to say it after these 3 tough games they had, but I said, what happens is it to get up 2 scores, and if you get that second score, do you feel like you can really get at these guys? They said, well, we're not going to take it for granted, but they feel very good if they get the lead. They'll be able to hold it.
Yeah, West Texas A&M, traditionally they're a very good program. Off there in Canyon, they have some great facilities. I worked out close out there to that way, and I was able to go through there a few times myself, and traditionally, a good school. They got a good coach right now from Eunice, New Mexico, actually. I actually spent time in Hobbs, New Mexico, which is about 20 minutes up the road. So I believe I have met family as his. So anyways, but West Texas A&M's a sneaky 1-3. I mean, 3 ranked teams they've lost to. I mean, last week they took one on the chin a little bit against Central Washington, but the other 2 that were competitive games. But yeah, they don't have a ton of momentum. If we could get up in this game, I think it would be really, really benefit us, which sounds very obvious. But
touchback for the Wolves. 52-yard pass play from McCarty down to Edey sets up McCarty's wonderful 5-yard touchdown.
I believe McCarty is a local-ish kid, right? He is from Silverton, Oregon. So, just up the road.
That's not very far from here.
Yeah, so it's great. I mean, obviously always great. We do a good job of keeping these Oregon guys here and seeing some of the talent that they have.
Now we've got some of the defensive players up there. Joseph Northcutt with the deflection. J.J. Toefano. Tyler Copeland with 2 interceptions on the season. You were talking about Mason Brown making it back, and then Malcolm Leofau with the wonderful sack, and then you've seen Simpson back in special teams setting up that first touchdown with a great return. Now can the Buffalo answer back?
And we were talking about having a lead and everything else, and it's really important, for when you're facing a running team, if we could get a significant lead on them, forcing them to have to throw. And, that's playing into our hands a little bit more, the Western Oregon's hands. I keep saying we. I work for them. I get a paycheck from them, so.
Don't bother me, man. I make no bones about it. I'm a homer. The nice thing is you tell me and you compliment me that other people say, yeah, we do our homework about the other team. We want to give all the respect to him, but hey, look, we know who signs the paycheck. It's Western Oregon.
Yeah. Exactly. So, yeah, it's been exciting. 3rd year for me here, so it's great to kind of see the evolution of things so far. And, seeing the defense right now, another third and 6. That's exactly where the Wolves want to have them.
Baker's dozen if you count COVID for me. I can't believe this is my 13th season calling games here. So a long period of my life. I want to thank my mentor, Mark Gilman, who was here earlier today. Buffalo in trouble right now, and there's nowhere to go, and they will be corralled. Great play from the defensive line again, and they are shutting down all passing lanes for Sean Johnson.
Yeah, it looked like Northcutt got the pressure and then fed him right to LJ Emo there, who finished it up. Emo's been seeing some more time as well. I think he's a sophomore, true sophomore too. So seeing that guy out there, it's just his second year. He's making some waves already too.
Northcutt is definitely an anchor on that defensive line. Simpson back deep, receiving another punt here. No pressure. Good kick, but Simpson's going to have a chance to go after it again, and I think he's going to get a block. He gets out to the 50. If he makes one man miss, he was going for pay dirt. Slips and falls awkwardly, but he'll take the ball out near midfield.
Yeah. Simpson's a dangerous guy. He's one of our top corners, obviously, but he's elusive when he gets the ball in his hands as well. So, be able to get near midfield again here. Now we threw that ball out last night, that play action, that might loosen things up front a little bit because they have to respect the pass a little bit more.
Johnson, again, not finding much time and coming up the middle. The defensive line is able to get there and swarm around the dangerous quarterback and forcing the Buffalo to punt away again. Kainoa Jones back out on the field. He'll send Hodge in motion, hand it to Loggins. Nope, keep it himself. And I love that play right there. They get it out to London Smalley, it looks like, on the far side of the field. I asked him if he was going to have 2 touchdowns today. He goes, I think so. I said, just no so. He goes, go out and do it. But a great play there on the run-pass option from Kainoa Jones.
Yeah, we see that a little bit more each year, I think, that play. Brian Harris really keeps stepping up the offensive game and everything else. You kind of first saw that at Oregon. I'm a bit of a homer. I hate saying I'm a Duck alum on this broadcast.
I'm an Oregon State alum. Loggins makes a man miss, switches hands, gets it out to the 25, leapfrogs inside the 25 down to the 21-yard line.
Holy smokes, a block by Kainoa Jones downfield.
Yeah!
And might be a flag on him being a little too excited about that.
I think that's our first actually penalty flag. Hey, you know what? I try to be nice, but I like it. Here you go. They hand it off, and you will see Kainoa come out here, and I do think he's going to get called for the block. No, that's a clean block. They're moving the ball. They're not doing anything with the ball. We know it's a first down for the Wolves.
Maybe they picked it up.
I think the laundry's up. I think they're just going to give Loggins the yardage, and the Wolves will have a first down at 1:15. There it is. 1st and 10, ball placed on. They'll bring Smalley into the backfield. They'll fake it. Jones underneath. They'll find Edey, and they are trying to set up a wide receiver screen, and they do it quite well, moving the ball down to the 10-yard line. Well-designed play by Coach Harris.
Yeah, get another first down there and keep momentum. We got that momentum going right now. You want to keep the big mows, they say, right?
That's actually what I was saying yesterday, Clayton. I was feeling it. I want to thank you and everybody here. I feel like there's big mo here in general for the athletic department, and it feels like it really comes out when you see the football team come out, is they bring out Cade Hustler, number 11, on that jumbo set now as the Wolves are threatening to score a second time here in the first quarter. Jermaine Land, he gets it. Tough yards, just like his older brother, the all-time leading rusher, still wearing that number 23. Maybe someday it'll be retired as the leading rusher, his older brother, is now in his second season not playing football, but it's still great to see the number 23 out there. And Jermaine, a fine player himself.
Yeah, he's not quite as big, but he's pretty darn elusive. That's for sure. But, obviously his size does not hurt him going up the middle, as you saw right there.
We go to triple zeros. The Wolves leading by a touchdown, 7-0. We are here live on Flow Sports and Woo TV. We'll be back right after this.
Do I need to turn off mine? I gotta go down. Get some video.
Welcome back to Monmouth, Oregon. Kainoa Jones, 2nd and 4, and now threatening to put the Wolves up 2 scores. They'll have an inside handoff to Land. He'll punch it inside the 5-yard line. Great play calling from Coach Harris in this offensive unit here in the first half. Basically, time of possession roughly equal in that first quarter. There was only 1 first down, and it was on a 52-yard reception from McCarty down to Kayvon Edey. Wolves are now at 3rd and 4 and can get another first down without putting it in the end zone. Loggins not having a quick start out of the backfield. They'll send a man in motion. Jones now looking off the right side, flips it out to Loggins. Loggins cuts it up. He's untouched. Wolves touchdown, leading 13-0. Great patience as the hole opens up. It's Kainoa Jones flipping it out to number 30, and those black and red uniforms are coming out, and they are red hot. Great start. McCarty to hold, and Wolves looking to go up 14-0 and establish an early 2-possession and 2-score lead. The kick is up, and it is good. 40 seconds gone. And now both quarterbacks, McCarty and Kainoa Jones, have scoring drives between them. There was nothing going on in those first 3 possessions for Western Oregon's offense, and all of a sudden it seems it's made its adjustments, and up front, great communication from all of the offensive linemen. Loggins is able to find a huge opening on that right side, walking into the end zone for the 4-yard score. Both touchdowns for the Wolves coming via the ground. McCarty on the 5-yard run, and then Loggins a 4-yard touchdown just moments ago, leading 14-0. The old saying is, you gotta, keep them down. Right now, West Texas and this Buffalo team 1-3 after facing 3 ranked opponents at the Division II level, finding themselves in a big hole on the road. Can't feel sorry for them. The Wolves, they were on the road for 3 straight weeks again, and they were really, really fortunate. They bust all the way up to Idaho State, caught a plane out of Eugene to go down to San Jose to play Cal Poly, and then tell you right now, Sol Ross is literally smack dab in the middle of the Lone Star State. Kickoff from the Wolves, angle kick, and this is going to be great for the Wolves if they're able to get down there and get a tackle, and they are. And the ball might be loose. And if the ball is loose, and all indications are that the Wolves have taken advantage, they will take possession on the muffed kick. No. Ulrich's going on the field. Looked like it might have been muffed, but very fortunate for West Texas and the Buffalo that they are able to retain possession. As the Wolves storm down the field, the ball did come out, but player was deemed down by contact. But right now, Sean Johnson has got a real difficult task. That is on the 3-yard line. Northcutt has already got into the backfield. Leofau's already got into the backfield. Dangerous place now for the visiting team from West Texas. Off the right side, big hole, and they are able to get more. Putting a head down, Henderson just absolutely trucking the defender. Get first down yardage and all the breathing room they can get for this offense. Huge sigh of relief probably on the far sideline after that run. Gain of 17. Just a minute gone here in what's already been a dynamic second quarter. As again, it was sort of a snooze fest there on those first 5 possessions as each team just kept punting back and forth to each other. Henderson in the backfield on the right side of Johnson. Wolves eager to get to the backfield. Nice little flare pass out to the receiver for West Texas. It's a reception, but again, this secondary unit comes up and it's Ulrich Jr. putting the stick on, and it's going to be a short yardage gain for West Texas. Second down and 4. Actually, they gave him 6. I think that's a very kind marking of the ball. Johnson again doesn't like to throw the ball, but able to pick up some yardage there. He'll keep it himself this time. And again, Ulrich Jr. seeming to have a real nose for the ball, and it's got to be interesting for a player like Ulrich Jr. You have to play with no fear, and definitely when I heard some of the players discuss the injury, it was tough. And again, takes away the first down opportunity. It's 3rd and 1, and right now the Wolves have a chance really to take control of this game if they can get the visitors off the field. Play clock now under 15. Very deliberate look in for Sean Johnson. Wolves stack the box here. They expect the run. Johnson goes out, and he's on a designed run. He's not even close. That was great work by the Wolves. LJ Emo comes through and crashes the party, and he is going to force West Texas A&M to have to punt. James Ingham in the game, and right now I don't see anything going well, and they are thinking fake? No. Buying his time, trying to set up the special teams as Simpson will smartly get away from the ball, but the Wolves will have the ball on their own 32 or 33 yard line. Wolves defensive line communicating just as well as the offensive line right now as they are giving fits to the Buffalo offensive line right now. They cannot get any rhythm or any first downs. That is a staggering stat right now. They do not at this particular moment have a single first down in this game after a quarter and 3 minutes and 42 seconds. That's an impressive statistic for any period of time for a defensive unit. Jones goes back to work, 1st and 10. 11-18 in the first half, and the Wolves up 14-0. They'll send the tight end to the left side, running Loggins to the right. Gets north and south. He'll get positive yardage. This is a really interesting spot right now for this Wolves offense. You'd love to see them put any sort of points on the board and a long, sustained drive, because long trip for the visitors to come up here. And again, it's been a great week. Healthy team here mostly for the Wolves. And they are pouncing on an opponent right now that really doesn't have an answer for either side of the ball. Jones fakes everybody else out spins away from a would-be tackler. He does not go down, and he'll give it third and manageable for the Wolves. Wolves have 5 first downs here in the first half. Holding penalty on the Wolves. They'll back up. We'll repeat second down. Make it 2nd and 17. Jones and Loggins will be in the backfield. Loggins, 7 touches for 29 yards here in the first half. 3 wide receivers out to the right. Jones looking that way. Pressure comes. He's trying to elude the tackler, but a late flag will come in. The tackle was made by the Buffalo defender. Sosa Sokimi comes up with the tackle. Let's see what the play is on the field.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 45. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Well, it's not a sack for Sosa. That's a face mask penalty as he pulls down starting quarterback Kainoa Jones's face mask, as you'll see a great replay here from everybody here at Woo TV. What a great shot. Actually rips off almost the entire helmet of Jones. Automatic first down for the Wolves. Fresh set of downs as Hickok is in motion. Loggins off the right side. No, he fakes me out again. They'll go underneath to Kayvon Edey, and there is a late penalty flag. I think we'll see a holding or an offensive pass interference. Let's see.
Ineligible receiver downfield, offense, number 65. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Well, the laundry's coming out. There wasn't many penalty flags early on in this game, but the Wolves get sloppy as an offensive lineman gets called for being downfield. Joshua McKee whistled for the infraction. It'll bring up 1st and 15 as the Wolves now under 10 minutes to go in the first half and up 2 scores. Jones hands to Loggins. Loggins looks for the wall, turns it upfield. He'll get out to about the 36. And I had it incorrect. That's Jermaine Land on the carry. Land has 3 carries for 13 yards in the game. He'll pick up 5 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Wolves offense. Wolves have rushed the ball now 12 times for 50 yards, averaging about 4 yards per carry. Hickok goes in motion. Now into the backfield. Fake. Now a little bit of hook and ladder. Here we go. What a touch pass. Kainoa Jones over the top of the defense. Great reception for the Wolves. Cade Hustler, 6'4", 260-pound senior from Beaverton, Oregon, and Southridge High School. Look at Jones. Fake everybody out, puts the perfect loft on it, and the big hands of number 11. You know who used to wear that number? Kevin Boss. Another penalty flag? I'm gonna say boo too. Crowd's booing. I didn't even see the laundry. Bummer, Ted. Wolves are going to bite themselves. Or shoot themselves in the foot. There's Arn Ferguson. He gave me 14 seconds and less than 14 words. That's why I talked to all the other coaches. But Arn Ferguson in year number 39. Jones in trouble, improvising, stays away, stays on his feet, gets another block. He's got room to go. This could turn out to be a big chunk play. Jones running out of steam. My goodness, he may have ran 50 yards for about 2 yards. That was amazing. Zach Schlager somehow traveling all the way with Jones is able to get him down. 3rd and long. it actually has turned out to be kind of a clock-eating drive, all of these penalties, but they've happened on plays with running, and it just keeps the clock running. But they're going to be in a 3rd and 15 situation. Jones is really showing an ability to disguise the football. Could come in really handy as the season develops, and it's already paying dividends today as Jones now steps up in the pocket, and he's going to be rocked to the ground. That's the first time he held the ball too long. He's going to get up a little bit slowly. But that's going to go for a sack for the defense. Fourth and 21. We're going to see a punt here. Jones, again, has already had his face mask pulled there. But he is ripped to the ground very easily. Braylon Sugg is a junior, 6 foot, 215 pounds. That had to look a lot bigger than that to Kainoa Jones as he was engulfed by number 49.
15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Well, this has turned into an absolute comedy of errors. Penalty gives an automatic first down to the Wolves as they were looking to have to punt from deep in their own territory. Jones and the offense stay out on the field. I see Hustler out there at tight end. I also see Dominique Hankins out there, so a jumbo set, 7:59. They've had the ball for nearly 4 minutes and only traveled about 10 yards, but it feels like we've been out here and after it for a while. Wolves are really punishing the Buffalo defense right now up front. It's turned into a very physical game as Loggins goes up the middle, trying to get something going inside the seam there, but nothing to go. And again, Wolves will be in 2nd and long, but the clock just keeps rolling. And the longer that you see the Buffalo's defense out there, obviously, much to the chagrin of their coaching staff, it's going to benefit the Wolves greatly as this game develops. Twin wide receivers, top and bottom of your screen. Jones now will send a man out of the backfield. Empty set. Jones looks left underneath. He's got a man open. Makes a man miss. Damon Hickok will get some of those yards back. Hickok is just as good a possession receiver as I have ever seen. He is a redshirt senior from Portland, Oregon, went to Grant High School. Hickok so strong and athletic, spinning away from the defender, taking the ball out to the 43-yard line. 3rd and 3 for this Wolves offense. That's Hickok's 2nd reception on the afternoon. Breaking the action here. We'll see a timeout, it looks like. Western Oregon will call a timeout. We'll take a brief break here on Flow Sports and Woo TV. 6:35 and a big moment for Western Oregon. Already leading by 14, really trying to stamp some authority on this West Texas A&M Buffalo team that they have beaten 3 previous times. Again, thrilling victory on the road last year as they cash in with 2 seconds remaining for the 1-point victory. But now, putting together a sustained drive, need to move the ball past the 45-yard line here on 3rd down to get a new fresh set and series for this offense. Jones fakes it now again behind his intended target, and that play should have worked out, but again, rushed. Jeremiah Swartz looked like he was out there for the intended target, and unfortunately with the incompletion, it will send the Wolves out to punt the ball away. Kyle Babcock will come out and kick it away. Babcock's 3rd punt, averaging 35 yards on both kicks. 6:25, good clean snap. Babcock gets it in the air, looking for a good bounce for the Wolves here, and they do get it. It's going to go down to about the 20-yard line. They'll call it the 21-yard line. London Smalley touches it for the Wolves. Possession now back to West Texas with only 1 first down. They have had a very, very difficult time today. They have rushed it 9 times for 7 yards. That is less than a yard per carry. They've completed 6 passes for only 14 yards. That's only 2 yards per catch, essentially. Pretty amazing right now what we're seeing. 17 plays for 21 yards of offense. Wolves 24 plays and 143 yards. And the struggles for Johnson continue as it was a screen pass underneath. Corey Simmons was his target, but he throws it behind him. 2nd and 10. And right now, the only thing that the visitors have won is the coin toss. Great action coming from WooTV. Deb Rozelle, I'm not going to say any secrets about her, but there is rumors that this will be her final season with us. We want to thank her for all of her great work as the Wolves, again, are absolutely disciplined this afternoon to not let anybody get outside of contain. They have really dialed in what they want. They're not having to change their looks. They're not doing much at all. And it is 3rd and 10 for the Buffaloes. Actually, they're going to give them 6 yards. A little bit late there on the scoreboard. No big deal. One of these days, I'm actually probably going to get a spotter. Or, as I have to admit, in my 47th year, I am wearing reading glasses. I got the 1.25s and the 1.5s. I don't know which one works better. 3rd and 4, the Buffaloes trying to get it on a pass play, and I think we're going to see a penalty flag here. Here they come. It looked like they were both holding each other. Again, this secondary's done a great job, according to some of the coaches, about not letting people beat them deep.
Pass interference, defense, number 24, 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
Aaron Woodard doing a little bit of the 2 hands on, a little touchy-feely there. Gets called for the pass interference. It will give West Texas A&M only their 2nd first down in the first half. And again, this is a critical point for them. If they can put points together in a long drive, they can get the 2 for 1 as they'll have the opening kickoff to start the second half. Copeland comes up from his safety position, and that is an easy tackle for the defensive back, who is having himself a great start to the season. Tyler Copeland is 6'4", 215 from Kaiser, Oregon at McNary High School. 2 interceptions, and now a nice tackle there. Pass over the top, man was open, and he had led him out, and they had gotten behind those defensive back for the Wolves, but it is not there as he was trying to connect with his receiver for the big hit. I think it was Zorlin Stanton that he was looking for on that play, but it'll be 3rd and 8, and the Wolves would very much like to stop this drive in its tracks. Already seen 2 sacks from this defense. Look for Northcutt and Malcolm Leofau to wreak havoc again on this offensive line that has only been able to produce 1 actual first down. Leofau is blocked on the blind side, and what a play on the backside, anticipating it. Aaron Woodard makes up for that penalty as he gets the pass deflection. You can see how excited he is. What a game for him there, making up for the mistake, as we'll see Jermaine Land come out on special teams. Not going to go back for the kick. Looks like he's going to be blocking up front. They are going to put Simpson back deep. Maybe he can break one here. 4:49 on the clock in the first half, and the Wolves really have a chance here if Simpson can get them some field position, and we'd love to see him break one out. Fifth punt on the day for James Ingham. Averaging 42.8 yards per kick. Simpson now parked at his 18-yard line. Ingham's kick is up. It is good, and I don't think Simpson's going to be able to do much. He backtracks and hits him in the helmet. Helmet down on the ground for West Texas, and the first mistake for the Wolves is going to cost them, and it's going to cost them dearly. Simpson is probably going to not see another punt this afternoon. I think after what he did earlier, trying to deke somebody and then to have that play, you have to be sure about what you're doing there. And they just gave West Texas an absolute gift. It hits him right square in the face mask, as you see one of the West Texas helmets come off. But it is great field position. Ball is spotted at the 20-yard line, and a gift has been given and life back to the Buffaloes. Johnson now will have 3 wide receivers out to his left. Johnson flanking him in the right. He'll send a man in motion. They'll give it to Johnson. Again, the defensive line is a stalwart today. They are absolutely as good as I've seen up front in a while. They look very quick, strong, and they have great instincts. Only a yard for Johnson on first down. West Texas can ill afford to not put any points on the board here as we approach the 4-minute mark here in the first half. Wolves stacking right side of the line. Johnson's going to run and gets away from one tackler, gets to the outside, and a big hit from Copeland, but not before the starting quarterback picks up some yardage and is going to give his offensive unit a chance here at 3rd and 2. He almost got tackled in the backfield, got away from the defensive lineman. Copeland coming across, hitting him on the far sideline. Make it 3 yards for that first down. 9 rushes for 17 yards for the starting quarterback. They now make it 2 again. Johnson has it. He stumbles, but I think he's going to fall forward, and I think it's going to be a pretty automatic signal from my vantage point as the chain game looks like they're about ready to make the move. That will be a first down and 10. They are in the red zone, and now the mistake from Andrew Simpson looms large for this Wolves defense. The Buffaloes literally had life support and were begging to get out of this half, and now have a wonderful opportunity here to capitalize on the turnover. Johnson doesn't take it. Smart play right there. Johnson's able to keep it. Henderson goes out and blocks for him, and that's a truck coming to hit you. Ball goes on the 4-yard line, and you got to believe right now how thankful do everybody feel on the far sideline if the team in white with the WT on their helmets can punch one across here and make it a one-score game. Arn Ferguson said we have to get better in all phases of the game. We'll hang out here. Not much left in this half as it's 2 minutes left, but the Wolves are going to be backed into a corner here. Interesting timeout actually called by West Texas, because what I think they want to do, they know they're in 4-down territory. They're not going to kick it. And what they want to do is suffocate and take as much time off of this clock to not put the Wolves back out on the field in the first half. Just moments ago, the Wolves were up 14-0. And on the 5th punt from James Ingham, Wolves starting specialist and returner Andrew Simpson doesn't even fumble it. Football hits him directly in the face mask. And West Texas is able to pounce on that ball, and now having a very important timeout to get a game plan, to get into the end zone. And again, it's the 2-for-1 special. They get a score here, and they can hold the Wolves. They will get the opening kickoff, and that gives them plenty of time during that halftime to make the proper adjustments. To put it politely, the Buffalo's offense has been anemic. The Wolves' defense has really risen to the challenge, and their biggest one is coming up now. Can they hold this lead? Can they hold the visitors out of the end zone? Second and goal. Sean Johnson in the shotgun. He'll have 3 wide receivers and Henderson in the backfield. Henderson going to go off the right side, keeps it, tries to go low. Again, very impressive play from all of the linemen. Coming up to make that tackle, Mason Brown, North Highlands, California, and Casa Roble High School. Coming off an injury, he's already had several tackles this afternoon. Rich tradition here of hard-hitting and volume tackling linebackers. He'll be a great compliment to Malcolm Leofau as the season progresses, but now it is 3rd and 4. And again, the Buffalo's offense has not been able to come up with an answer for Western Oregon's defensive front. They're going to now call another timeout. And again, they have to be very cautious here because it would be as deflating an experience for the visiting team if they are not able to put points on the board after getting the turnover on special teams. Pretty simple here. I think you are going to see 2 plays called in one by the coaching staff of the Buffaloes. They've got to be thinking, if I don't get it on 3rd down, we're going for it on 4th down. I suspect that they are going to potentially throw the ball here, but they will probably run the ball. I don't know really the tendencies of Coach Josh Lynn, now in his 2nd season here with the Buffaloes, 4-10 on the season. Again, they are no stranger to adversity, playing 3 ranked opponents in their first 4 games. And obviously, Western Oregon playing 2 Division I schools to start the season. Got rocked by Idaho State and then really righted the ship in a tough loss at Cal Poly, 31-14 a couple weeks ago. Now this doomsday defense out there, the bell tolls for them now. 3rd and goal for the Buffalo, and the Wolves trying desperately to keep them out of the end zone. It is going to be a throw up in the air and a late tip. Beautiful timing. It looked like it was going to be an open man in the back of the end zone for West Texas, but another deflection for this defensive unit. Great play up front, and it was Mason Brown covering a ton of area in the back of the end zone. And now it is going to be the place kicker coming out. This will be Preston Gregg for the visitors. And this is a absolute moral victory for the Wolves right now. Buffalo's only able to put 16 yards together after they inherited the ball on their visiting 20-yard line. Wolves get a big stop on the Mason Brown deflection, but West Texas A&M able to get on the board with a Preston Gregg field goal, and the Wolves will come out one more time on this kickoff, and I would love to see what the offense comes up with here. We'll finally get to see it maybe with a little bit of pace to it. I love high-octane football. And again, it's been fun to watch the opponent here today because they are traveling a great distance. They don't have a rich history against the Wolves. They have really tried to slow the game down. And I think this is an opportunity. As London Smalley goes back, so does Jermaine Land deep to receive this kick from the Buffaloes. This is a great chance for either Jones or McCarty to come out there and really read what they see, make quick decisions, and they have 2 timeouts in their back pocket. I'd like to see the Wolves play this last 1 minute and 4 seconds as aggressively as they played all day on offense. Preston Gregg will kick away here with 1:04 remaining in the first half. Here on Flow Sports, brought to you by Woo TV. Smalley will get away from it. Again, maybe that's a nice breeze coming out of the south there as the ball goes into the end zone for the touchback. And I see Kainoa Jones already has a headset on, so we are going to see Jordan McCarty, 6'1", redshirt freshman, coming out to lead this offense. Again, be interesting to see what they come up here with the package that they want to go. I think it's all going to be how quickly can they play. They're going to be going after it time and time again here. They can run the ball. No time comes off the clock. McCarty's only 10 of 30 on the season coming into this game. So, again, hands it off to the left side. Jermaine Land has it. He gets it out to the 40. Or is that Loggins? Can't tell. It is Dominique Loggins with his long run of the day. They'll move the chains. And, again, I love it when you see the pace. There's urgency here, and it's great blocking on the left side as McCarty hands it off to the thunder and lightning of Loggins. McCarty now smartly throws back shoulder, big chunk play, and the Wolves will go right into Buffalo territory as they flip the script, and they're on the positive side of it. Damon Hickok imposing that frame on the defender and coming up with a big reception. McCarty stepping up and making a big throw. 2 back-to-back plays over 15 yards for this offense, already on the 35-yard line, and still 40 seconds and 2 timeouts. McCarty surveys the field. He looks right, comes back out to the left. Good defense as Loggins is brought down quickly. First timeout going to be, or the first of the 2 timeouts going to be called right now. Coach Harris, usually I see him up above me. Harris is actually down on the field. Maybe that's a new wrinkle, getting a bird's eye view. 33 seconds remain, and the Wolves have come out after giving up a field goal on a botched special teams where Andrew Simpson gave the ball back to the visitors. They're only able to get 3. The Wolves are trying to come right back here because they know that West Texas A&M would love to get into halftime, get themselves hydrated, figure things out. Look at that throw by Damon Hickok. Defender draped all over him, but again, catches the ball at its peak. Great camera work from everybody here at Woo TV. Wonderful replay. Probably the play of the day so far. McCarty again planting and going through and firing to the back shoulder there of Damon Hickok, who now has 3 receptions, leading the Wolves in that category. But it's Edie's 52-yard reception from McCarty that set up the Wolves' first touchdown of the day. 2nd down and 2. McCarty flushed out, looking right, stays right, again to the sideline, and I think this is a catch. No signal yet. Oh, there it is. Wow. Hickok, I thought he had possession. All you have to have is 1 foot down. But again, Damon Hickok shows you why he's so invaluable in short yardage situations and just how detail-oriented he is. Counting his steps before he got to the sideline, but it's ruled incomplete. 26 seconds remaining. Still have 1 timeout left. McCarty will have 4 wide receivers, 3 to the bottom of your screen. He'll be out of the pocket. He's going left, stays left. Makes 1 man miss, takes it out, and it looks like he will pick up some yardage. 19 seconds here. Have been reading it wrong. It'll be 4th and 10. What is Coach Ferg going to do here? Looks like he is going to punt the ball away. Interesting. Talked to Paul Revis about a specific play in a game, and I knew this was going to come. I think this is going to be interesting. I tell you, you don't ever want to assume what will happen or predict. I've got a strange feeling that the Wolves might be looking to fake this punt. I talked to actually Paul Revis about one of the bigger games that I've got to call here. It was the University of North Alabama. They were number 6 in the country. In fact, at that time was the winningest program in the state of Alabama. That's saying something with 6 national championships or 7 national championships from Nick Saban with the Crimson Tide. By the way, good luck to my niece, who's a junior for the Crimson Tide as they take on the Georgia Bulldogs today. But I asked Paul Revis on an extra point attempt, or a field goal attempt, if it was planned. And he basically said if they got the right read to do something, and Revis made the call, and he threw a wonderful pass into the end zone. And as I recall it, I said trickeration by Arn Ferguson. And I'll bet that the coaching staff for West Texas has done their homework on Ferguson. And I think they were a little bit shocked that they saw the kicker come out. And now it will be a punt, high hanger. Now it's going to be the Wolves defense trying to do their best to make sure that the Buffalo are corralled. 1st and 10. This will be the final possession of the first half, barring something strange. I imagine that Coach Lyons will bring out his starting quarterback, and he will just take a knee, and they will get into halftime, get into the locker room. Like I said, hydrate, reconfigure this game plan, because I think they were almost left for dead until the Wolves coughed it up on the punt. Johnson, though, is going to actually take the snap, and they are going to run a play here. Dangerous right now. Maybe the Wolves can make something happen on defense. They'll give it to Henderson. Henderson will run off the right side. He'll pick up 8 yards. And going into halftime, the Wolves will be leading 14-3. A great start for this home opening season. We've got 3 more of them coming up all the way through November 9th. But on September 28th, it's halftime, and the Wolves lead the Buffalo 14-3 here live on Flow Sports and Woo TV. We'll be back after halftime.
Western Oregon cheerleading team.
Good afternoon. Today we celebrate the third annual Western Oregon University Football Hall of Fame inductees by recognizing those who came before us to set the standard of excellence for Wolves football. Today's inductees who are here with us are as follows. Number 1, a linebacker from Aloha High School, Stephen Green. Number 2, a defensive back from South Albany High, Chris Angel. Number 3, kicker from Clackamas High School, Chris Azor. Number 4, linebacker from Cleveland High School, Lewis Taylor. Number 5, wide receiver from Sprague High School, Chris Duran. Number 7, defensive back from McKay High School, Scott Putnam. Number 8, wide receiver from Junction High School, Derek Miles. Number 9, a defensive back from Dayton High School, Corey Sutton. Number 11, a defensive back from Canby High School, Steve Miser. Number 11, a defensive back from Apopka High School, Todd Zhao. Number 13, quarterback, Glencoe High School, Ryan Ivanoff. Number 14, quarterback from Redmond High School, Eric Davis. Number 15, linebacker from Sweet Home High, David Younger. Number 16, a defensive back from Canby High School, Albert Mazo. Number 18, a kicker from Willamette High School, Johnny Paycheck Freeman. Number 19, wide receiver from South Albany High, Tyler Smith. Number 20, defensive back from Canby High School, Matt Pingo. Number 21, wide receiver, McNary High School, Andrew Copeland. Number 22, a running back from Platscani High School, Nick Frankus. Number 23, a wide receiver from Canby High School, John Milbrook. Number 24, a defensive back from St. Paul High School, Steve Ott. Number 25, from South Salem High, a defensive back, Evan Wygant. Number 26, defensive back, Newport High School, Jason Rice. Number 27, running back, South Albany High, David Mackey. Number 28, running back, Bend High School, Josh Godin. Number 29, defensive back, Kaleo High School, Jacob Espial. Number 31, a linebacker from Regis High School, Tim Wasco. Number 32, a linebacker from Marshall High School, Askia Geigel. Number 33, a linebacker from Sutherland High School, Jason Kern. Number 34, a defensive back from Canby High, Richard Day. Number 35, defensive back from Canby High, TJ Beck. Number 36, linebacker, Staten High School, David Huberger. Number 40, a linebacker from Centennial High School, Jeff Sherler. Number 41, running back from Oregon City High, Jason Tiroli. Number 42, a tight end from Marshall High School, Troy Marco. Number 44, a defensive lineman from Gresham High School, Jason Tutkian. Number 45, a linebacker from McMinnville High, Edwin Martinez. Number 46, a linebacker from Sutherland High School, Stacy Collins. Number 47, a linebacker from Oak Ridge High School, Reese Ritz. Number 49, defensive lineman from Corvallis High, Josh Copeland. Number 50, a defensive lineman from Astoria High School, Jeff Sully. Number 52, a linebacker from Sandy High School, Ryan Olivier. Number 53, a defensive end from Canby High School, Cam McFarland. Number 54, an offensive lineman from Bend High School, Stefan Alexander. Number 55, a center from LaSalle High School, Kevin Price. Number 56, an offensive lineman from Regis High School, Brian Lulay. Number 61, a defensive tackle from Gresham High School, Jared Lutu. Number 64, an offensive lineman from Woodburn High School, Eric Cummings. Number 65, an offensive lineman from Barlow High School, Josh Moffitt. Number 70, an offensive lineman from South Salem High School, Gabe Reese. 71, an offensive lineman from McNary High, Taylor Roman. 72, an offensive lineman from Barlow High School, Jim Gardenhire. Number 75, a defensive lineman from Bend High School, Matt Russell. Number 77, an offensive lineman, Chris Cribbs. Number 78, from Lake Ridge High School, Brian Crawford. Number 79, an offensive lineman from Bend High School, Justin Ford. Number 80, wide receiver from Newport High, Brandon Lamb. Number 83, a wide receiver from David Douglas High, Jeremy Fortner. Number 84, a tight end from Willamette High School, Nathan Bergie. Number 85, a wide receiver from Jefferson High School, Hakeem McAllister. Number 86, a tight end from Bend High School, Jeremy Cummings. Number 88, a punter from Malala High School, Chris Sticks Bentley. Number 89, a tight end from Corvallis High School, Nathan Neal. Number 90, defensive end from South Salem High, Justin Adams. Number 90, a defensive back from David Douglas High, Willie Johnson. Number 92, a defensive end from Sherwood High School, Matt Sarver. Number 93, from Cottage Grove High, Eric Todd. Number 94, a tight end from McMinnville High School, Chris Rapp. Number 95, a defensive lineman from Dallas High School, James Sizemore. Number 98, defensive lineman from St. Louis High School, Gideon Alifwa. Number 99, defensive end from Enterprise High School, Tim Martin. Redshirt from Sherwood High School, Nick Potter. A defensive back from Redmond High School, Brian Green. Offensive lineman, Sweet Home High School, Dave Kangas. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2024 inductees to the Wolves Football Hall of Fame.
Welcome back to Monmouth, Oregon. Clayton Jones, Matt Palumbo, 14-3 here on Flow Sports and Woo TV. 1 of 8. The Buffaloes on third down. They only managed 55 yards of total offense. The Wolves 183 yards. If it weren't for the muffed punt attempt, return, where would the Wolves be? But it's nice to be up by 11. Hey, Clayton, now we can hear you.
Hey, you guys want to hear me now? No. So just like in the first quarter, I was talking about in the first quarter, the getting that early lead is going to really help them out. Forcing, you even saw it earlier in the second quarter, forcing West Texas A&M to throw. It's definitely not their strength. So it's great for us to get this lead. To hold the team to 55 yards, man, heck of a job.
Clayton Jones doing all sorts of duties today, taking camera, video, making sure everybody's where they're supposed to be. But all of the people here, a student-run program, Woo TV, they caught all of the action in the first half, and we're going to get you caught up on the 2 touchdowns in the first half that gave the 14-3 lead to the home Wolves. McCarty got that great pass down to Edie and set up a touchdown for himself on the 5-yard run. Then it was Kainoa Jones handing it off to Loggins for the second touchdown. We're going to get a look here at McCarty. We'll get it up there. Great blocking again and scheming from Coach Harris.
Yeah, finding those holes, McCarty's really good at just weaseling his way in and using the blocks that he has for that touchdown there. That was great, especially after throwing a long pass like that. They came up and scored 2 plays.
Very surprising, actually, from the redshirt freshman. He had a great pass late in the second half to Hickok on the back shoulder throw on the far sideline.
Yeah, he's continuing to improve. This is his second year here. I believe he's a true sophomore, so he didn't have a redshirt year. So, it's great to see him, continuing to evolve and everything else. And obviously, Kainoa's doing a great job too. So, whoever we're putting out there is producing.
Got to be a nice feeling. The completion percentage a little bit low, but no interceptions, 110 yards from the 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's the big thing, I think, is no interceptions, right? That's what we want to try to do is keep the ball, keep those plays, because, we only gave up 3 points there. But turnovers will, change the tide of this game if we're not careful with the ball.
As Andrew Simpson found out, and I will be surprised, Clayton. My conjecture is that he may not be going back. We were here in the first quarter when he kind of tried to do the deke, and then he had to hit him in the face mask. Again, I think the deke's a teachable moment, but you have to be very wary if you have a player back there who cannot control the football, as the Wolves will kick away to the visiting Buffaloes, who were able to get that field goal late in the first half. Otherwise, that offense stalled out time and time again by the defensive line work of the Wolf Pack. No return lane there for the Buffalo, and they will take over, and they need to get something going. I don't know what kind of adjustments they made, but they're going to need to make them, because if they get into 3rd and long, it's been pretty obvious that they do not have an answer for what's up front with the Wolves defense.
Yeah, the big guys up front, while the linebackers get the tackle, these big guys up front are just eating up blocks and really letting these linebackers eat.
And that's what they want to do. Wolves want to feast. Malcolm Leofau and Northcutt both having sacks in the first half, and they have contained Sean Johnson, the junior quarterback for the Buffaloes. Henderson will be in the backfield. They also have him bottled up, as now the Wolves show another front. Now going out into the flat, Ulrich Jr. leading the team in tackles today, absolutely smothering Tyree Tipton there.
Yeah, Johnson did a good job there, seeing where the blitz was coming from and hitting the open receiver, but Ulrich was so fast to get right there to him, didn't let him get any of that yak, that yard after catch. I think that's what the kids say,
Dropping
right?
some knowledge, yak.
I'm not Curtis Anderson in my knowledge.
No, but it's nice. We said the San Francisco 49er uniform. Yak became a term with actually Taylor and Rice, because the West Coast offense was designed to get them in space to get the yards after catch. Good recognition from the defense, only 3 yards there for the Buffaloes on their first play of the second half. And they're going to the air again, and they'll probably get 3 more as the tackle is made on the far sideline by Peyton Mall.
Yeah, another good job of stretching the play out. They're really making sure that they're not, getting yards after that catch. That's the big thing. We'll take, the Wolves are going to take 3rd and 4s all day long.
Keeping everybody in front of them. Again, talked with a lot of the coaching staff today. They see the improvement on the back half of this defensive team right now. They're not letting them get behind them, keeping everything in front of them. Simpson playing defensive back. Also, the punt returner for the Wolves will be on the bottom of your screen. Johnson sees direct pressure, and he is in trouble, and he's going down. Beautiful.
Yeah, Gio Antonini right there, man. Breaking through again. I mean, it's a different guy. It feels like stepping up each time with these plays. They block one guy, another guy's going to come loose.
Well, something that West Texas had to do a lot today, and that's punt.
I was down on the field there the second half. This punter is tall. I know that's the kind of coverage you guys all are looking for.
6'5". You're not lying. Look at that. Now there's somebody that got coached up at halftime. Andrew Simpson, I think his hand went up before the snap. He's like, I will be fair catching. I will not be doing anything but catching this football.
You know, he's a guy, he plays with a lot of passion. He really does. And I think, but this year, you could see the growth. You know, maybe in the past that might have got to him a little bit, but it's good to see him, you know, stepping up, focusing up, especially as a corner. You got to have a short memory anyway. So
Antonini there, they show the sack. Again, flexing as he takes down Sean Johnson for the third time being sacked today.
A lot of showing off the weight trainer's Corey Metzger's work.
Hey, when you had me down here for Media Day, I want to tell you who to watch out for, and that's Coach Pfeiffer's basketball team. They all look like they went on some special program.
Yeah, Corey Metzger does a great job with our student athletes here, and it shows. And you know, her name probably isn't mentioned enough.
I agree with you. Very unsung.
She's been to a lot of Division I schools, has a lot of experience, and we're really lucky to have her here.
She says she's wiped out from the road trip. She was happy to be home. I know she's a mother too, and she just basically said how relieved she was to be back. Loggins picks up 8, and that's kind of the first Dominique-like Loggins run I saw other than the touchdown carry. And they go right back to him, and that is a bread and butter kind of Coach Harris thing. When they get somebody going, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Oh, you saw it with Omari Dixon-Land, who actually I ran into down there on the field a little bit. And but yeah, you know, they're not afraid to give the guy a ball 30 times if it's working.
Loggins now 10 carries, 58 yards. Broke one for 19 in the first half. That's his long run of the day. Again, 3 and out for West Texas, and Kainoa Jones starting the third quarter now gets it out to Damon Hickok. Hickok going to lower his shoulder and able to pick up the yards, but a nice defensive play made by the defender for West Texas.
Yeah.
Cam Manahan is the...
Yeah, old frog as they call him, old Damon Hickok. If he gets out to that open field, he's, again, weight room. Strong receiver. He's not easy one to bring down, so that was a good tackle by the West Texas
stacked receivers back here with Kayvon Edey, and again, talk about a guy with a body. I mean, he doesn't even have to. He actually looks bigger without the pads. Loggins straight up the middle, gets a good block, churns those legs, and he'll move the chains. 3 really strong rushes from number 30.
Yeah, and you'll see actually out there, one of our star defensive ends, JJ Tofiano, and I apologize about that last name if I messed it up, but like he's actually in some packages for the offense as well. So he's our sack leader, and he just threw a heck of a block.
That's awesome. I mean, again, getting a lot of players in different positions on this team, basically multitasking like a Swiss Army knife. Arm Ferguson using all the talent that available to him. Play fake. Jones goes up over the top, trying to take it over the defender, intended for Hickok.
Yeah, that's a good. I think that's a good call. You know, keep the defense honest a little bit. You know, keep things loose for Loggins and the running backs. And I think now we've been gaining some good yardage on these run plays. So I think no harm there.
No harm. And you take your shot, I mean, if you're seeing that much success running the ball, and it's taken them a while to get their traction up front, now that they have it again, they are on 10 first downs. Their opponent only has 3, and they've only actually gotten 2 on their own. They got the other one via a penalty. Kainoa Jones, design draw, goes up the middle, left side, goes down. He'll get half the yardage needed and a little bit more. Again, smart decision-making by both quarterbacks, and they are taking care of the football.
Yeah, that's a huge thing for Western Oregon this year is taking care of the football, and they've done a good job of that so far.
It was an illegal formation. 5 men in the backfield is the call from the referee on the field. Wolves in that first half, I believe, were penalized 4 times for 25 yards.
Yeah, that's something that they actually kind of struggle with in some of these first couple games. They got a lot of penalties. I believe the first game Western might have had 10. So something I think they've been looking to clean up, and a little bit better to this week.
Longin's on the wheel route, but again, everybody out of the backfield gives Jones the room he needs, and there could be another face mask penalty here. But Jones, again, is aggressive to run the football. I know he likes to throw the football and fancies himself, and he does have a strong arm, but he planted his foot and was going to go upfield no matter what on that play. It was going to have been a horse collar. They got him up around the shoulders, but he'll pick up about 7 or 8 yards. Give it 8 yards. 3rd and 7 here. Longin's in the backfield, and he'll have trips wide receivers at the bottom of your screen. And Edey up top, and the ball's on the ground. He picks it up. And this is a tough series for the offense. They really had a chance to go, and I assume that we will see Kyle Babcock come out again.
Yeah, if you've given up 55 yards or so of offense, you want to make that team go as far as they can. So probably a good call here, up 11 points, to go ahead and make them go the length of the field.
Tucker Svoboda back deep on his own 10-yard line. Babcock set to kick it away from his own 45. Quick move in third quarter. Already had 6 minutes go by. Can they get to it? Now it goes to the end zone. It'll be a touchback. It'll stop the clock at 8:48. Unbelievable. Yeah, Clayton, they've only given up 57 yards to the Buffaloes.
Yeah, I think they've ran 32 plays, so that's about 1.8 yards per play.
That's
you only get 4 plays, so you're not going to make 10 yards on 4 plays at 1.8.
Can't remember what year it was, but it's a famous game. I think it was Missouri and Colorado, and there was a famous 5th down play. You wouldn't even get it with 5 downs at 1.8. I mean, that just tells you again, maybe the early season opponents have taken their toll on this West Texas team as they are on the road, and they have never beaten this Wolves team. 3-0 all time, the Wolves against the Buffaloes. Malcolm Lee foul. Looks like he is ready to go in and pounce, and there he is, and he almost got to the quarterback, and coming over the top to finish it off is Ulrich Jr.
Yeah, Hector Cazara's in there as well. Another D lineman. I like the big fellas. I like trying to give some love to the big fellas. These light, pretty defensive backs. The big uglies up front. They're, like I said, doing some work today.
Really fine work. Now that brings up the unenviable task of 2nd and 12. Again, a team that has only produced 2 organic first downs today.
Yeah, I'm probably not feeling very good if I'm Johnson if I start seeing that.
And look at this. You'll see Ulrich came up on the left side. I mean, now he's going to go back. But, again, they've got them guessing up front what's going to happen, and they are everywhere. Look at that. Ulrich starts on the defensive line, goes back to the safety position, and comes up and makes the tackle.
Yeah. It's great seeing him back out here. I know we talked about it in the first half. But
it's infectious because it's just, again, we've talked about the rich kind of like history, that these players that are back there that are, Energizer bunnies, and he definitely looks like a guy that did not have almost a career in the injury. 3rd and 5. The unenviable task now of West Texas and this offensive line is to keep the 4-down linemen for the Wolves out of that backfield. And they are running, trying to get blocked. They do get the kick out late. And you want to talk about having real faith in your quarterback and in your running back to have him pitch the ball that late.
Yeah, it's something you could tell that they've done quite a bit. It looks like they're going to go hurry up here and try to keep the Wolves a little off.
And that's something I liked that happened, and it was dictated at the end of the first half for the Wolves offense. I think when you get that up-tempo, I like it way more than this. I think the only reason that West Texas does this is that they know that they've got to find a way to rest.
Yeah, and it also, I think, it gives them an extra few seconds to kind of see what the defense is doing, too.
Well, I think from what we've seen today, the Wolves have been in basic packages, but now for the first time, maybe the adjustments are coming to fruition. Sean Johnson, that's the first big run we've seen from a very agile quarterback.
Yeah, he's a little break free. I mean, it's a warm down there. I'm not, spending that quarter down there. I was sweating, and I wasn't wearing an all black uniform with a helmet and everything. So it's I think both sides you're gonna see a little wear. Things might get a little looser.
Holding, offense, number 6, 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's a big penalty. It nullifies the run, and that is not what Zorian Stanton wanted to do for his junior quarterback. Is he'll back them up 10 yards and make it first down and 20.
Well, looks like the penalty might have been near the line of scrimmage, so it looks like we're going to – I thought it was going to be 22, but it looks like it'll be first and 11. So kind of just starting over again here.
Yeah. Very, very tough.
I get confused sometimes when they're
easy. Yeah, no, it's easy to do. That's the 4th penalty on the visitors. And the Wolves again stacking that defensive line. And they were able to fool us as a big run from the Buffalo as they put all the action to the near side to us, and they end up getting the ball out to number 11, who is able to pick up half the yardage, if not more. Did he get all of it? He got all of it, folks. Nice response right here from West Texas after the penalty. Come back with a well-designed play. Now a pass. Now a little bit of rhythm in this offense. This is the first time we've seen anything that resembles an offense actually from the visitors.
Well, we talked about a little bit, or you did, before the game, how close these games have been. It's going to be no surprise if this one goes down to the wire as well, obviously.
It's all you can ever hope for, in my opinion. I don't ever really want to see it get out of hand. I want to see fun games. And right now, again, I think the Wolves had a real chance. If they don't give that ball away in the first half, it could have been lights out. And right now, West Texas is really trying to get back into this game. Under 5 minutes to go on the third quarter. This quarter is literally on fast forward.
That was almost like a break for the defense there, with them just running one up the middle there. Our big fellas stopping the play. So it's good to, hopefully maybe breaks the rhythm a little bit, force them a second and long. A little defensive scheme now. It might change a little bit.
Second and 10. Sean Johnson on the season averages 7.5 yards a carry. I can understand why you're concerned about number 1 back there, and they had him bottled up. But now, after that run, he's able to go ahead and make contact with the receiver. And again, showing a little bit more of their playbook. Henderson gets the direct snap, goes up the middle, and basically, like a Mack truck, goes and picks up a first down all on his own.
Yeah, Buffs kind of proved me wrong there. Went right back up the middle again, and looks like it's going to be 3rd and short now.
That's why we do not predict things. No assumptions. Earlier, that reception went to Torrey Simmons, sophomore, 5'8", 185-pounder. This drive now, they didn't give him the first down. It'll be 3rd and 1. And there goes the turf monster, or just, I don't want to be hit by number 7. I think I don't want to be hit. It's a first down for the Buffaloes, but I don't think I'd want to get hit by Darren Ulrich Jr.
No. And, I mean, it is a little different. We're one of the few schools that still have grass.
Yeah.
So it is still an adjustment, I think, for a lot of teams coming on here. You're not going to be able to cut quite as crisp. And we had a little bit of rain this week, so.
A little bit.
Okay,
It was like 2 inches, man. It was gross.
But beautiful today.
But then again, it was 92 on Tuesday, and I was like, it's not supposed to be this warm in September. All right, Sean Johnson, here he goes. That's a pump fake. He's got time. He wants to throw. He will throw underneath, and it could be an interception because I can tell you what happened with the offensive player. He essentially became the defensive back on that play.
Yeah, it was Woodard out there, and I know he had the PI earlier, but he's been doing a really good job for them. And, that PI was, I was down there on the field. I may have got video of it, and I may have watched it again. I don't know. But
it was pass interference. It was pretty bad.
Oh, was it? Okay.
I mean, you could say it was bad. He initiated it, and then he came back. I think a play or two later, and he broke it up. So I mean,
yeah,
he had a nice play there.
And he's a freshman.
That's good. I like that. 2nd and 10, 2 minutes and 45 seconds in a very, very quickly played third quarter. Ball goes back on the ground, and Sean Johnson on the keeper picks up a few yards.
Yeah, they're gonna grind him out. Like there's no holding back with him. They're not, protecting him.
No. Hector Cazares comes all the way across to make the play.
It's a long run for the big fella.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a play by him.
So after going 1 of 8 in the first half, third down efficiency for the Buffaloes, 3 out of 11. 3 for 11. It's 3rd and 5, maybe 3rd and 6 here. Wolves want to get the Buffaloes off of the field right now. Henderson is just absolutely spit up and chewed out by this defensive line, and it will be an interesting situation. I don't think that the coaching staff will send out the punt. I would absolutely be going for it here.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if maybe they try to kick it, get you within one possession here, 14-6, or looks like they're going for it. Or they're going to act like they're going to go for it.
I don't know. They got a long play clock. I mean, they could go for the hard count here, but it's 4th and 8. That didn't give you enough either, so.
But I think even maybe a little 5 yards closer for the field goal kicker.
You
maybe.
could be,
you never know.
Heading down to 5. They do get it off, looking to the wide side. Underneath, can the tackle be made? Look at the second effort, and I got to tell you what an effort was made right there by Tyree Tipton. He was left in his tracks. That's a first down. Unless they don't give him the spot.
One heck of it.
Right here, look at this. Second effort all the way. Woodard has him, and then he doesn't. Ulrich lowers the hammer.
And he still fought through it, and he got the first down.
That is that could be pivotal. I mean, that's an attitude adjustment right there, because I think in some ways they had been. Are we having a review? I think we're having a review here.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Ferguson tossed the red flag.
One of his they're definitely looking. Yeah, he's definitely having this reviewed. Grant's on the far side with the replay for us. I love Arn. He's got a few superstitions and a few little things he does, and I guess he makes the referees come all the way out to his office to visit him before the game. He doesn't come find them. He's like, you come find me.
I mean, this has been his home for 39 years.
I was making fun of it. I said, man, he gave me 14 seconds. He didn't give me 14 words, and he was like, yeah, we got to get better. I'm like, have a good game, Coach. I mean, I know he respects me, but it's like, I'll talk to everybody else. But guys like Paul Revis were saying, I mean, he said he has never been around anybody that coaches as detail-oriented as Arn. I don't know how much experience you have with him, but, I mean, he strikes me as a guy that kind of a football junkie.
Yeah, it's been his life. And, they've had success. It's not easy always,
Look at my mentor, Mark Gilman, down there. That is Mark Gilman. Mark Gilman made the phone call to me. I was working in car sales at BMW Portland, and he said, they're going to do this TV thing. It's yours. I thought it was a practical joke. I expected the camera to come out. But they are reviewing it. I hope Mark's not looking at it. He can't see anything.
Well, it's great to see Grant out there. He helps us out with a lot of stuff. Does the clock for us for basketball a lot. we lose him to Oregon State every now and again. We keep trying to reel him back in for more, but no.
Say like 99 games of baseball this year.
Yeah, he has one heck of a motor when it comes to.
Give him some red vines and he's fine.
But also, I want to give a shout out to Deborah Rozelle and everybody getting this replay together. So the Lone Star Conference is pretty advanced as far as Division II about our requirements for replay, needing different angles and all the different stuff. I could tell you, Division II schools, we often don't have the most, as far as, we're not in Oregon State in terms of our being able to provide a lot of cameras, a lot of people.
The ruling on the field stands. First down, West Texas.
In some ways, I obviously, maybe you don't want it to happen, but I got to give Tyree Tipton all of the credit there. I tipped the hat. That was a football player's dream. Get away from a tackle and have maybe the best tackler on the other team hit you and still get the first down.
Yeah, he's a senior. You can see that. And he's from Lubbock. Like I said, I was down that way. There's some tough kids that come out of Lubbock, Texas. So he wasn't going to be easy to bring down.
Well, Johnson now is at 1st and 10 with 1:02 to go, and he's trying to threaten to get this down to a one-score game. Finding a lot of continuity out there with Torrey Simmons. I think that's a 5th or 6th target, 4 or 5 catches for him. And we got flags all over the far side of the field.
Simpson right there. I'll get, we talked about the punt, but right there, he is so fast getting to that play right there. And, we don't want that yak like we talked about. And he did a good job with it.
Ball's placed right now at the 35-yard line. And there's quite a conversation going on what it is. I don't know if it was extracurricular, if it's procedural. And there's 2 flags, so could be offsetting. Ugh. Well, we'll get you back to the referee's mic here in just a moment. That's a lot of talk. Coach Lyons coming out. He wants an explanation. The ball.
After the play, conduct, number 69, his first of the game, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, that's unfortunate. Tonga, with the unsportsmanlike conduct, is going to move West Texas 15 yards closer to what I kind of consider, after that 4th and 8, was a kind of an attitude adjustment for the whole team. We have a real chance to have a highly competitive 4th quarter here, as Sean Johnson has engineered a flawless 3rd quarter. No points yet, but threatening now. 44 seconds, the clock ticks. He's going to throw, and again, defensive line has caused all sorts of problems. That's an interception. Oh, did you see? He baited him into that. That was like he knew exactly what it was going to be. Andrew Simpson was going to make up for his past sins.
He's been doing a great job. I don't know if we'll challenge that at this point with already just throwing one out right now. We already lost 1 timeout, I believe, since we didn't get it. It doesn't appear. Looks like we still have 3, but
look at this. Just right on the side. I don't know. He's got possession of it. He's got his feet in. I don't think his knees were down. Great play, though. Johnson got away, held on to it, and just dangerous throw there on the pylon. Almost intercepted. 2nd and 10, 34 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Wolves are up by 11. Again, moral victory when they only gave up the field goal at the end of the 2nd. And if they can get out of here with something similar, I will tell you, it will be much appreciated by everybody wearing red and black today. Looking to the far sideline. Copeland a little shove to the receiver, but that was an uncatchable ball.
Yeah, it's one of those timing routes where the receiver wasn't even turned around when the ball was thrown, so you really got to be on target there. And they were just a little long there.
Been listening to a lot of broadcasting, and I love Kurt Warner. And I saw Kurt Warner play once, NFL Hall of Fame quarterback. He would throw the ball before the player would break, and they would turn it around, and it was in his hands, and it was kind of creepy. And like it was the timing was that good for Kurt Warner. A great release and a overall great player, great commentator. And now West Texas 3rd and 10. This has been their Achilles heel all afternoon, and the Wolves have feasted on these opportunities. And right now, look at him again. That's a dangerous pitch, but it actually is going to work out. And right now, I think it's going to be a touchdown for the Buffaloes. And I have not seen a signal yet. Jamal Joseph runs it. I can't tell. Special teams trying to come on. I think they're going to call him just short, Clayton.
I thought I saw a touchdown signal from one of the officials, but I'm not positive. And it looks like we might have a hurt player all the way down on the other end. So
no points on the board. The clock stops. 22 seconds. Jamal Joseph gets the pitch.
Yeah, stretching the field. It's one of those things. Back in my day, not to go back in my day here, but back in my high school days of the veer offense, and we used to stretch that ball out in that pitch.
Veer.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
I promise I am not 70 years old, but
Aiden Murphy looks like to be the player that they are attending to. And they are thin at that linebacker position, so hopefully Aiden Murphy will get a little bit of TLC on the sideline here and be able to come back and play hard. They're going to show us on the replay there. That's really tough to tell you if that is, I don't know. That ball definitely crosses the plane. I don't know if his left foot is out of bounds before that happens, but again, Aiden Murphy comes off on the play. Maybe they are having a chance to look at it because no team has called a timeout. Last 3 minutes of the quarter have been the longest part of it.
Looks like the head ref's going to go out to coach.
Well, Arn's not out there.
He's talking to the red hat. That is, I believe it's Caleb Malloy, a 6'8" pitcher, another tall gentleman.
I know nothing about tall.
Yeah,
Arn is giving one of the umpires a referee. He's definitely giving someone an earful on the sideline. He is not happy, but they're going to get the first down yardage on the Joseph almost touchdown, and again. It all goes back to that 4th and 8 play to me.
I think they're calling it a touchdown. The ball is on the extra point hash.
Well,
and they were way closer.
The points officially go on the board. Now that's come on, guys, communicate to us up here. So that is actually a Joseph touchdown. They're going for 2 to try to make this a 3-point game. Can the defense come up big? And it really doesn't have to come up big because Sean Johnson misses his intended target. And again, West Texas is in a very enviable position for a team that has literally produced almost no offense until this third quarter.
Yeah, to be within, if you would have told them they had 55 yards in the first half and they're within 5 points headed into the fourth quarter, they'd feel pretty good about it.
This is going to be a very interesting final 15 minutes and 22 seconds, Clayton, because I think the Wolves are in a position where I think there was an attitude and a great week of being at home. I think they felt not overconfident, but they've had multiple opportunities to put the distance that you need to make a team believe that they're not going to win the game. I don't think that at all now. I feel like West Texas and their players, especially that 4th and 8 play on this previous drive that led up to that touchdown, changed the whole tenor of the final quarter.
Yeah, it's we talked about Big Mo, and it's kind of swinging a little bit. And, this would be a key time if to get some points on the board, no matter what. I think. I mean, I know that's a pretty obvious
Big Mo
statement.
is finicky like cat.
Oh,
I mean, it is. Like it was. I mean, it's like Woodard had him completely wrapped up. Ulrich drops the big shoulder in there, and Tipton's still able to fight for it. And again, it just seemed like everything from that point forward that the Buffaloes like, all right, cool, we took your best shot. That all you got?
yeah. I mean, it kind of shows that toughness a little bit. They've been through some battles. 3 ranked teams in 3 weeks. Playing Western.
Was your first year here when we opened up at Colorado School of the Mines?
No. But I was actually in the RMAC for a couple years. So I was at Western Colorado, which is a school they played and lost to here.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I went down there. I'll tell you, Clayton, that was like, I mean, I think they were actually ranked like they were actually ranked Division I as well. Like not like it was in a bigger ranking, but it was like there's some programs in this Lone Star Conference, like I mean, or in these conferences you've been in. I mean, they're just really good.
Yeah, Colorado School of Mines. I mean, the scary part is a bunch of engineers. It's the
Stanford of D2.
Yeah, they do a great. They've done a great job in that conference. I was in that conference for a few years, and a lot of their sports, they really invest in those sports, and you could see it on the field.
Chance for Smalley to make a big run back, but he can't get anything outside the 25 or 26 yard line. Nope, it was McAdoo.
Yeah, it's another freshman out there from California. One of the things with being one of 2 D2 schools on the West Coast is you're starting to see more of those Northern California kids coming up this way.
Or the ubiquitous roster we have of guys between 5'9" and 6'1" and 180 pounds. Got like 14 of those guys out there. How do you keep them all? I mean, Edie and Hickok stick out, but the rest of them all, I mean, it's tough. So Logan's in the backfield with Jones, 17 seconds. And again, a 5-point lead that I feel like it should be more is Jones getting a great block, leaps over a tackler, goes out of bounds, and then hurdles over the medical table and then hurdles over the bench. I guess he's kind of athletic.
Yeah, I mean, you should think about doing this for for a college team or something. No, great effort by Jones there. And
well, that'll be the final play of the third quarter, and now a highly competitive Lone Star Conference game, our first of 4 here on Flow Sports on Woo TV. Fourth quarter action coming up next.
Sir, that was fun, man. Oh man, I just want to stay up here.
Fourth quarter set to begin here on Flow Sports and Woo TV, and we have got a great game and a great finish coming up for you here in Monmouth, Oregon. Here it is. Kainoa Jones up over the top, puts some air underneath it, gets separation. Hickok at the 20. He will go all the way. Touchdown, Wolves! Yes, sir! Look at Kainoa Jones sprinting down the field. Damon Hickok takes the lid off of his defense, and the Buffaloes have been stampeded by the Wolves to start. 8 seconds into the fourth quarter, Hickok gets the separation, and he gets to dance all the way into the end zone. Great play calling from Coach Harris, and the Wolves now up by 11, looking to tack on an extra point. McCarty's hold is good, and the Wolves on the first play of the fourth quarter. Answer, the Buffalo score immediately, and that has got to be as deflating as possible. But guess what? We have penalties on the play.
Personal foul, unnecessary defense, number 56. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced.
Unfortunate penalty for the Buffaloes as they add insult to injury. Penalty for unsportsmanlike on Dylan Parcher, defensive lineman senior for the Buffaloes. That will be tacked on to the kickoff, and the Wolves have really exploited the secondary multiple times today between their two quarterback system of Jordan McCarty and Kainoa Jones. Hickok absolutely imposing his strength at the end of the first half on that back shoulder throw that McCarty made to him. And then Kainoa Jones absolutely leading their primary target this season. Possession receiver, tough yardage receiver, hits the home run and scores the touchdown. Awesome display. Jones now 7 of 10 and 100 yards. And that was a 65-yard touchdown. McCarty has the 52-yard reception all the way down. Let's see what happened here. Woo! Make it 63 yards. Not bad. I like that. One play, 63 yards, 8 seconds. Now, that is awesome. Great start to this fourth quarter. Wolves trying to get their second consecutive victory. Again, started the season against two Division I opponents and then went down to Sol Ross as the kick is short, and the Wolves are going to look to, oh boy, all sorts of strangeness on that kick. And actually, I don't know if it was fair caught by Cameron Brown, but I think there's going to be down around the 10-yard line.
The ruling on the field is the kicking team player signaled for a fair catch, dropped the ball, then possessed it. It'll be first down, West Texas at the 9-yard line.
Wow. You want to talk about Clayton Jones kind of hitting the nail on the head when he talked about momentum. It seemed like everything West Texas did in that third quarter worked. And they were able to rack up, considerable yardage, actually almost as much yardage as they did in the first half combined. Henderson tries to go off tackle. Andrew Simpson will come up to finish the tackle, but in the course of just a few seconds, as the player is down for the Wolves, but in the course of about 2 or 3 plays, all of the momentum is right back with Western Oregon. Player down on the field for the Wolves, Nijon Sterling, number 93. Sterling, 320-pound sophomore from Seattle, Washington, and Rainier Beach High School being tended to. Ball is actually going to be placed all the way on the 9-yard line on the kickoff. A linebacker for the Buffaloes fair caught it, dropped it, and then possessed it. And they will take over their first set of downs here, 20 seconds into the fourth quarter, deep in their own territory. If anything we could say about the Wolves today, the unit that has been the most consistent has been its defensive line. And right now, if I am the Wolves, I want to make a statement here in the next 3 plays that this is our game to control from here on out. They've been so disciplined to keep the quarterback in contain from getting outside. And now throwing on first down, again behind the intended target. Tyree Tipton right there. If he does catch that ball, probably would have taken a fairly decent hit. Very, very dangerous time here for West Texas and the Buffaloes. Trailing by 12, deep in their own territory, 3rd down and 8. This is a recipe for disaster and an absolute treat for the Wolves. Only the second time these uniforms have been worn since 2017, but they dial up their best play of the game. Svoboda catches it, goes all the way out to the 38 and 39-yard line. 30-yard pickup by this Buffalo offense. And again, they are going to play hurry up, and they do have to have a sense of urgency right now. As you see, Sean Johnson clapping his hands, but kind of it's almost a tell that he's going to look over to Coach Lyons, and they're going to get what they like. They want to get the coverages right. Aiden Murphy coming off for the Wolves. Johnson out to the outside. Great reception there. TJ Moore Jr. reaching into the sky and tearing it out of the air. Picking up about 8 yards. And again, backs against the wall. A 1-3 team trying to do everything they can to stay in this football game. Henderson up the middle, and there's nothing there. Little extracurricular activity. Tyler Copeland finds himself. Hector Cazares will be credited with the tackle, then a penalty flag after the whistle blew. I do not like this because it goes into the game within the game. And that is the mental side of football. If there is a fourth
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 6, his first of the game. 15-yard penalty.
Andrew Simpson gets an unsportsmanlike conduct. That goes along now with a failed punt return that cost the Wolves 3 points. The Buffalo now marching all the way into Western Oregon territory. Ball will be placed on the 38-yard line. The replay there that I just saw, it made it almost like he was the peacekeeper. But not how it was seen on the field. 1st down and 10 for the visitors. Now flipping it out to Henderson. No, it's play action. Johnson flushed, and he's hit out of the pocket. Malcolm Leofau literally threw Sean Johnson halfway across the field almost. 2nd down and 10, and this is a great time for this defense to be opportunistic and see if they can force the turnover. Drive started at their own 8-yard line, but they've been able to move the ball here in the second half against this Wolves defense. Toss out to Henderson. Play is blown up from the inception. Malcolm Leofau hands down and says, "Not on my watch. Not on my watch." About a loss of 5 yards there. It'll bring up 3rd down and 15. Just as we scripted, huh? 21-9. Sean Johnson all in the afternoon. 13 for 24, 81 yards. Looking left, flushed out. He's in trouble. Stays on his feet. Ulrich Jr. will finish the job, and at the bottom of the pile, looks like the tackle will go to Gio Antonini. Buffaloes, I don't think, have any choice but to go for it here. Johnson with his long throw of the game on this drive to Svoboda for 30 yards. He's run the ball 10 times for 45. Trips, bunched wide receivers at the bottom of your screen. Look for the crossing pattern. Tipton was open, but now Johnson in trouble, stays on his feet. He's going to get the throw away. It's underneath. And every opportunity for the interception was there for Garrett Olson, but it will be the Buffaloes turning it over for the second time today on downs. Wolves stave off the visitors and will get the ball back. Their second possession of the fourth quarter, scored on the first play of the final stanza, 8 seconds in on the Hickok 63-yard touchdown reception from Kainoa Jones. And I got so excited during that, obviously, I lost my voice. Kainoa Jones will come out to engineer the offense. Loggins again, yeoman's work in that backfield. Loggins 12 carries, 75 yards today. Chance on this drive maybe to get to the century mark. Loggins gets it. Cuts right, goes back right. At midfield, turns on the afterburners. Goes down to the 41-yard line. First down, move the change for the Wolves. That's a great start. Look at Loggins. Plant his foot, make the cut, go back to the right side, and just show you how strong he is at the end. Taking care of the football. Great play there from number 30. Won't be surprised if Jones turns it around to his tailback again. Jones, though, has the blocker in front. He gets to the right side, gets a big block. Turning up the sideline. Jones, can he stay in? Almost gets it down to the 10-yard line. 30-yard run from Kainoa Jones, a completely designed play. He gets a brilliant block from Loggins. That's a teammate being a teammate right there. Loggins runs for 30 and then helps a player run for 30. That is special right there for this offense, as they have responded in authority, in a very authoritative fashion here in this fourth quarter. Jermaine Land now in the game. Edie at the bottom of your screen. Clock continues to run and now will become the Wolves' ally if they are able to punch it in here and make it a 3-score game. Jermaine Land. Land will go into the middle, but again, I love it when you know you have it one up front, and you've had it one up front for most of the day. You get these offensive linemen getting downfield, and you're watching the Wolves just go north and south because they have beat up the defensive line for the Buffaloes. It's been a very strong performance for this team offensively and defensively today. And it's balanced, 331 yards on 40 plays. 176 in the air, 160 on the ground almost. There's Jermaine Land. Again, keep it in bounds and let the clock tick, 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 tick. Cavender with the tackle. Smalley comes in. Cade Hustler comes off. Hickok will be at the bottom of your screen. Third and 8 for the Wolves offense. Kainoa to the right, trying to keep his eyes down the field, throws in the back of the end zone, but not going to get that.
Incomplete pass from Kainoa Jones.
Coming to attempt the field goal for the Wolves, number 59, Keaton Emmett.
Keaton Emmett comes in. Ball on the 10-yard line. It'll be roughly a 27-yard field goal attempt. McCarty will hold, trying to put the Wolves up the full 2 scores. Kick is up, and the kick is good, and the Wolves go on top 24-9 here on the fourth quarter. Live on Flow Sports, brought to you by Woo TV. Welcome back to MacArthur Field. Matt Palumbo, our first opportunity to be a part of Flow Sports, brought to you by Woo TV. 24-9, Wolves on top of the Buffaloes. Halfway through the fourth quarter, got to give West Texas some credit. 168 yards now in the game, only had 55 at halftime. Only 3 first downs. Kickoff is cleanly handled by West Texas and trying to get good field position to see what they can do and cutting it upfield and getting nearly to midfield. Player down for the Wolves. Both training staffs coming out. Definitely some concern here about the player that is down. Best I can tell is probably a concussion protocol. The player definitely has the look of somebody that, and it looks like it could be Jermaine Land. But both training staffs come out to take a look at Jermaine Land on the play. Good field position when West Texas does take over here. We are going to take a break here on Flow Sports, brought to you by Woo TV. They are bringing out medical staff right now. We'll get you an update as soon as we can. Welcome back to MacArthur Field. I'm Matt Palumbo. Quiet moment and concerning moment for Western Oregon and for both teams as it looks as Jermaine Land is down. His older brother and all-time leading rusher in school history has come out to his aid, but a real positive sign is he's getting up under his own power. I didn't see the hit, but the way he reacted on the ground is indicative of somebody that was knocked out and probably under a very severe concussion protocol. They're taking all the precautions that they can right now. I do seem to see that he's able to respond, and that even seems to be smiling. All great signs. Football is such a violent sport. I remember a former coach of mine in basketball basically said football is a collision sport. It's like a car accident. Basketball is a contact sport. Even better news now. Again, appreciation being shown from the fans and from the opposing team is it looks to be, it is Jermaine Land. There's his brother Omari Dixon Land with him. Yeah. Having his Rod Tidwell moment. But that's a great thing to see. It's always scary, and obviously at the NFL level now with players like Tua Tagovailoa, when it's a real serious issue, and they're doing a lot with the research, with the equipment and the helmets, and hopefully nothing serious. We'll get you a report probably here in a couple of weeks, but don't expect Jermaine Land to return this afternoon. With 7:21 remaining, Western Oregon has a 15-point lead behind 2 possessions and 2 scores. A touchdown and a field goal as Johnson starts this drive with a nice pass and a first down. Their offense has been night and day from the first half through the second half. Really been able to kind of do what they want. Darren Ulrich, again, another tackle. He has been a machine. As there'll be a stoppage of play here. Maybe we're going to respot the ball. Clock continues to roll now. Johnson surveys the field, throws to the near side. He'll have a reception. TJ Moore Jr. picks it up, and again, got to be careful here if the Wolves, because West Texas has all 3 of its timeouts, and again, you cannot play prevent defense here. It will prevent you from winning. Johnson with a lot of time. Pocket now collapses. He sets his feet, throws underneath, skips it, and it will be an incomplete pass. Stanton, the intended target. Third and 4. Again, the Wolves' defense has been stingy in these situations, but the adjustments by the personnel and coaching staff of West Texas, they've gotten over it. They have really improved here in the second half on third down conversions. Henderson will be in the backfield. I bet he will be blocking for Sean Johnson. Now he's in all sorts of trouble. The black shirts are coming. Can they get to him? Trip him up? No, he stays on his feet, throws, and I believe Henderson wants a flag. I do believe it's a reception, but that's going to be 4th down. Incomplete pass. Sean Johnson keeps the play alive with his legs, but 5 of the 11 defenders for the Wolves were hunting him. Sean Johnson now 15 of 29. He's been sacked 4 times today. 6:02 on the clock. 4th down and 3. They've already turned it over twice on downs. And we are going to get a timeout called by West Texas.
Game, timeout, West Texas. Their first, 30 seconds.
We'll keep it here. In that third quarter, amazingly enough, West Texas racked up 75 yards of offense. They only got 55 in the first half altogether. 24-19. It's not the Continental Divide. You'd have to pass it to get there, but if the Wolves can stop the Buffaloes here, they have the ability right now, with the way that Kainoa Jones and McCarty have been able to run at will. As we look down at Jermaine Land as medical officials, and there's Omari Dixon Land next to him, taking every precaution. He does look to be very alert, and what a special number that is, and what a special time we all had here when Omari Dixon Land was the all-time leading rusher, and probably will be for some time. The defensive line gets the MVP for me in this game if the Wolves are able to hold on and win this game. They have been a nightmare for Sean Johnson. In the game that came down to the final 2 seconds a year ago, Wolves will go a long way to victory here if they can stop West Texas A&M here on 4th and 3. Johnson looks left, comes back middle, throws underneath, and the target cannot catch it. It is a dropped ball, in my opinion. That is a rough way to go off the field. Man, the Wolves have been able to stop A&M now 3 times on 4th down.
Western Oregon football hits the road next week, taking on Western New Mexico. The Wolves will be back at home.
Our next home game here on Flow Sports and Woo TV will be on October the 12th, Eastern New Mexico. Next week, Wolves on the road at Western New Mexico. Our final 2 home games here, brought to you by Woo TV. And on Flow Sports, Texas A&M Kingsville will be here October 26th for homecoming. And our final home game will be November 9th against Angelo State. Wolves, if they get the victory today, will even their record at 2-2, and they will have won their first 2 conference games. And if they win today, it'll be Arn Ferguson's 4th consecutive home opening victory as the coach in his 20th year and 39 years total with the program. Are you kidding me? The institution known as Coach Ferg, or Arn Says. Now, Arn says nothing, but right now, his offense and his defensive units have played a fairly great and clean game, and they have an opportunity to stamp out their identity as a running team here with Loggins in the backfield, only 6 yards short of the century mark. McCarty is back there as well. He got the festivities started with the big pass plays in the first quarter. McCarty hands to Loggins. Loggins right side. West Texas trying to strip it away, but give 5 yards to the tailback of the Wolves as he inches closer to the 100-yard mark. Luagu with the tackle for the Buffaloes. McCarty with 22 seconds on the play clock. This is great. He gets to just sit there and take all the time in the world. There is not much worse feeling when you are a team on the road that really played their tails off, I think, all game. And maybe up until late in that third quarter, McCarty to tuck and run, trying to stay in bounds. He'll pick up maybe a yard and a half. JT Cavender, the linebacker for A&M, comes up for the tackle. McCarty picks up a yard, but again, does the wise thing. Keep it in bounds. Under 5 minutes now. Tavon Edey at the bottom of your screen, a physical receiver, has a 52-yard reception that set up the Wolves' first touchdown. McCarty to Edey could be a special play here on the bottom of your screen. Hustler resets on the right side. Now coming back left, they give it to Loggins. Counter action. No, McCarty keeps it. He'll put his head down, shoulders forward, north and south, out to the 47.5, and that's enough for a Wolves first down. What do I like about this quarterback platoon that they've got right now? They have protected the football, my friends. I mean, really, really well. 11 of 17 today for 176 yards in the air. McCarty, 4 rushes for 14 yards, none bigger than that last play that gave the Wolves a fresh set of downs. Handoff out into the flat. Kanika Sire from Tualatin, Oregon in the Air Force Academy will run it off the right side. I don't know if he gets anything, maybe loses a couple yards. But again, this is football 101. You are watching the air be taken out of the football and all confidence taken away from their opponent. 2nd and 12, leading by 15. Jordan McCarthy coming in wrap-up duty, drops the ball, now in trouble, fakes out one of the West Texas players, but he'll get back to the original line of scrimmage. And I'm shocked right here that Coach Lyons and his staff hasn't called a timeout. Cavender comes up with a second tackle on this drive for A&M and the Buffaloes. 3rd down and 10 as we head towards 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and there's still 20 seconds on the play clock. McCarty will take his time again. Everybody gets set. They didn't even get there till about 9 seconds. 5. Look at McCarty and absolute discipline. Hikes it at 4. Keeps it himself. Right side looking for a block. Doesn't get it. But again, inbounds will go into A&M territory. And the timeout hasn't been called. And so you could see Arn Ferguson right now take his time and get a delay of game. But I have to feel like there's a timeout coming. Oh, there's a 2-minute warning, huh? Well, the Wolves will be punting it away. Kainoa Jones' helmet is off, and I don't see him coming back on the field today. Kainoa Jones' stat line today, 7 of 11, 100 yards, 1 touchdown, a 63-yarder to Damon Hickok at 14:52 in the fourth quarter was huge. The other scoring by Keaton Emmett as he drilled a 27-yarder. At one point, this game was 14-9, and the Wolves have come back and scored 10 unanswered. If the Wolves hold on for victory in the all-time series, the 4th meeting between these two teams, Wolves would remain perfect at 4-0. What can you say? You spend 3 weeks on the road, and you get a chance to come home and you get a chance to put on brand new uniforms that look great. I think that there's a lot of pluses to take out of this week. obviously things to clean up. Too many penalties and some foolish, mental mistakes on special teams. And I just think you clean that up and you don't. You're not the cause of your problems. I think they've done so well up front with their offense and defensive line. Wolves' total offense on the afternoon, 48 plays for 344 yards. 63 plays for the Buffalo and only 188. They send the kitchen sink for the block, nothing there. Svoboda comes underneath it. He'll take the fair catch around 16 or 17 yard line. Surprisingly enough, West Texas dominating our time of possession, 32 minutes to 21 for the Wolves. Again, and they've 15 more plays. And they're down by 15. And right now, they need Insta offense, like Instacart. They need to order something up special here, as they're going to definitely force Sean Johnson to be throwing immediately. TJ Moore able to snatch it out of the air. But the ball is in bounds, and right now with only 2 timeouts, West Texas has got to come up with some special stuff. Ulrich might get called for targeting here. Got to be careful. Ulrich Jr. Has a nose for when to make contact. That was dangerously close to a targeting play. First down for West Texas. Desperate times, desperate measures. Keeping it in bounds and going to the 50-yard line is Sean Johnson, but the clock continues to roll. Cazares with another tackle. Johnson underneath. Moore Jr. gets it again. They'll get the first down. They'll stop the clock. But again, Western Oregon has really managed this game very well and have a great chance now as Johnson, running for his life, is tripped up. Wonderful play by Woodard. Textbook, go and tackle low. And he'll knock Sean Johnson to the ground with 43 seconds. Timeout's going to be called. We will keep it here. Dominique Loggins looks like he's going to finish a yard short of the century mark. 14 carries, 99 yards, 1 touchdown, averaging 7 yards per carry. Kainoa Jones, 5 carries, 40 yards. Jordan McCarty, 6 for 20. Jermaine Lamb, before he left the game, 5 for 18. Not bad at all. Again, Western Oregon, very prolific game and very balanced game for them. .176 through the air. Another 100 and almost 90 on the ground. That's the type of football that allows you to dictate how the game is going to be played, even though they have not had the time of possession. Again, when this offense has exploited the mismatch, they have been a strike first and strike fast offense. 44 seconds on second down and 5. And really the only question I think at hand is, what is the final score going to be? Johnson goes up over the top for Svoboda. Copeland was coming back over the top as help as Woodard lets Svoboda go, but the pass a little bit too much for Svoboda to bring in. Malcolm Leofau on defense today, leading the team with 8 tackles. Ulrich Jr. now tied for that with 8. Andrew Simpson also has 7. Aiden Murphy for 6. Malcolm Leofow, 3.5 of those for loss. Now, chunk yardage here for West Texas as the Wolves come up and make the tackle. Xavier Owens comes up and makes the stop, but again, 34 seconds remaining, and the Wolves still up by 15. West Texas now on the Wolves 30. Coming back to Moore Jr. Again, the Wolves content to keep him in bounds. And now it's just a matter of pride for both teams. Wolves desperately would love to keep West Texas out of the end zone. West Texas want to make it look more respectable. Sean Johnson will run it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a first down, and I do believe Coach Lyons will probably call a timeout. Actually, 10 seconds. And here comes the timeout. I do think that it is a teachable moment here for Coach Lyons and West Texas. There's only 5 seconds, and you're not going to win the football game, and it's just going to look better if they do score. But I think it's also, you're dog-tired. You traveled halfway across the country, and can you compete for all 60 minutes? And I think that is a testament to how well this team is coached. He's about ready to go to 4-11 as their coach, but you can tell right now that until the bitter end that he wants his team to compete, and I think that's a sign of a program that's probably headed in a very positive direction. I give that a lot. I give a lot of respect to that. I give a lot of respect to the Wolves today that they, had an opportunity to come out in front of their home crowd and compete. And I think that their problems are very fixable. And again, you can't say enough about scheduling for Arn Ferguson. Idaho State opened up against Oregon State, and Idaho State frankly embarrassed Western Oregon, and then Cal Poly, no slouch. They go down there and they lost 31-14, and they had opportunities really to get into that game. Maybe there's going to be a chip on their shoulder this year. They're picked 8th in this conference. They're about ready to win their first 2. That's an impressive start. And I think they've got some real weapons on offense. It's really hard to defend the team with the amount of personnel that they have. And again, the offensive line looked good today. They were able to substitute. Oops, what do we got?
Back to 8 seconds.
Oh, 8 seconds. There we go. We're going 8 seconds. But they were able to substitute out up to about 9 players on that offensive line. And again, you can now see the sideline for the Wolves. They are ready to celebrate. They want to get a stop here badly. Sean Johnson looks right, throws to the back of the end zone. Svoboda goes up. And you want to know something? That was a great play call. Svoboda, if he would have just gone maybe about a foot more inside the pylon, was going to get that. And it let the Wolves defender push him out. But with 4 seconds, again, pride is on the line for both teams here. Svoboda is a giant target. And again, you exploit and you pick on a team's weakness. Woodard actually a great play, and his foot is out of bounds. But wow, great catch. Great way to finish this game. Wolves are going to get the victory. The question is, what is the final score going to be? Man goes in motion. Johnson has it, looks right, throws. One-handed catch, touchdown. Is that some kind of way to end the game with 1 second? That is awesome. Wow, that was great, man. I mean, good for them. I mean, that is stay in till the very end. Again, hold, and you see it right here. Johnson's able to flip it out, and a one-handed grab for the touchdown for West Texas A&M, and that is a awesome way to end it right there. A big paw of Jamal Joseph comes out and takes it down, but the Wolves are going to get the victory. Extra point is up, and it is good. It is 24-16. And in some ways, I think it's fitting that the game is like this because, again, it went down to the final 2 seconds a year ago to determine the outcome. It went down to the last second here. And again, West Texas is about ready to run their record to 1-4. Wolves about ready to get to 2-2. I'll tell you right now, I'm impressed with the Buffalo faithful. I know it's tough to lose games, but they really kept themselves with a lot of composure. When you only are able to muster 55 yards at halftime, and again, it didn't get a lot better. The third quarter, it was pretty darn good. Western Oregon, very lucky that this game's not going longer. You can tell it's been a battle out there of attrition. London Smalley will go back deep. And I think the only thing that could happen here, which is highly unlikely, is that Western Oregon would have to, they're going to have an onside kick, or there'd have to be a fumble run back. I don't know if you practice anything like this. You probably don't. So the hands team will be out there for the Wolves. And now you need something big to happen. And I think that takes it to zeros. And you very rarely see a game end on a kickoff. But you did today as London Smalley will come up. Actually, it's not London Smalley. That's McAdoo that comes up with it. But we'll go through a few things here. The final score here on Flow Sports, brought to you by Woo TV, is 24-16. The Wolves got on the board and led 14-0, a late field goal at the end of the second quarter after a turnover by the Wolves special teams. It was 14-3 at the half. Lead was cut all the way down to 14-9. Failed two-point conversion for West Texas, and they do score late in the game, but the Wolves